This time it's personal. Kill him.
Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, whatever the case may be. Welcome to Blacklist Universe Wednesday night. I can't believe it stream. Matt Carson here as my guest. So far, so
Hey,
good.
Mike.
Oh, reliable. What's up, buddy?
Reliable. You can't get rid of me.
I know, right? I couldn't even get a hold of Elliot today. Gosh darn it, this shirt
Really?
is like
Whoa.
catching the background stuff.
It's not
the green,
blue screen
the old
friendly.
green screen. Yeah, right. Warning, do not wear funky colors. Aloha. The Comics Bear, Amy Lester, Vic.
Hey.
Damn, Mike looking slim. You working out or what? Nope. Michael Lamaric, paint me like a mermaid warrior. Melissa Lester. Who else is here? Amy. I think I said hi to Amy already. Kinma. Hello. Jeff Potts. Andrew Hayes. Did I miss anybody? Some big jerk. Jiminy Cricket. Goodness gracious. All right. So what's going on? What is up this week in the neighborhood? I've just been working diligently on my new project, which I've tentatively titled Game of Tokens. Hold on.
Game of Tokens.
And then I've been working on it, but my iPad is acting all freaking persnickety. So maybe I should have done this before I started. But let me... I can do it already. Let me get my reflector up and running so that y'all can see what I've been doing. I've been posting it in the Discord. If you're not in the Discord and you want to see the stuff that I'm posting, then you have to be in the Discord. Link is in the description. You should know that by now. And then you can see as I variously post up updates on my projects, then you too can have insider information as to what is coming next from the House of Mike. All right, let me move this over here. Kind of don't want to move it over there. And how about you, buddy? What are you done with? Oh, look at that! You got stuff I can add to screen right now. What is this for? What's this for?
Oh, this is just sketching. I've been drawing like the same Unity stuff for so long. I'm like, I want to start drawing something a little different, but I end up drawing a girl like a so. But it's funny is I'm done with the NFTs. I'm just doing customs now for the team.
Nice.
So we each get our own custom, and then so doing that, and then we're going to be starting like the airdrop NFTs, which is like the male version of those characters, the handlers, the dragon handlers.
Oh my goodness, that's a whole nother project.
Yeah.
But
now I know how to
negotiate.
Yeah, and I know how to handle the art too, the formats and everything.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, so here's what I've got going on. I'm just going to show you some of the weapons I have done. Turn that off. So I've got some maces, and this is a medieval character. In case you can't tell.
Oh yeah.
So I'm doing sort of a medieval character. I did several colors of the mace: bronze, gold, and iron. And then I did the scimitar.
Ooh. Yeah, you gotta have that.
The other hand scimitar, so you can have crossed scimitars.
Nice. It's almost like the you ever see that Man Who Would Be King, Sean Connery?
Yes.
Yes, Daniel Peachy. Like that's cool. I like that the bald and the beard.
Mace is too regal. Too regal? How dare you?
Oh,
how about the double ball and chain? The mace. No, that's not a mace. That's a.
Was it a maze? No, that's not a maze.
No, this is a mace. This is
what is that called?
Just a ball and chain?
The old ball and chain.
No, it's got a specific name.
Oh, hey, Mike, I'm going to be back a second. I just got to go help my wife get some other card.
Flail. All right.
Flail.
Morningstar. I was thinking Morningstar.
Oh, Morningstar. That sounds...
Double Morningstar. Here's a single Morningstar.
Yeah. Noise.
And I've got the Warhammer. And y'all stand by. One-handed sword. Morningstar. See, everyone else got it. Morningstar, Morningstar. It took them a minute, but they got there. I also don't have a beard. Yes, my beard is showing my age. It does age me up a bit. I don't know how to naturally get your hair to go back to your natural color. Flail looks better. Felt balanced. The flail looks better than the mace. Well, you have to take in mind these things are in motion, right? So like the flail is like obviously, hold on. Obviously they're not stiff chains. They're like sort of swinging, so it kind of gives a sense of motion. And you don't just hold a mace up in your hand like that, right? It's in motion at some point or another. That thing would be mother flipping heavy though, wouldn't it? That Warhammer looked like a giant regular Walmart one. You know, people have this bizarre fantasy concept of what a Warhammer is. A Warhammer, dude, that's a nice little 4 or 5 pounds of iron at the end of 4 feet of oak. You swing that, dude. That's like a bullet. You swing that, especially that at the axe end, the axe hat or the spike in the back. That'll pierce any armor anybody's wearing if you got a good swing on that thing. That looks like 2 pounds. No way. That's at least 3 pounds. And depending on, I don't know. I want to say 3 to 4 pounds because it's bigger than your average hammer. You axe hat, and plus you're looking at it from an angle. It's actually much longer from the side, so it would probably be about 8 inches long, I think, and 2 inches. So it is bigger and heavier than a normal hammer, but it's not like these, like, for example, hold on. For example, when they made the Warhammer for the Valerian Steel Game of Thrones collection, they made it this thing. Now that would probably be a good 18 to 20 pounds worth of cast iron if that was real, but it's not. This is hollow. It's still relatively heavy and unwieldy. You kind of have to hold it right here to get balance on it. But yeah, this is ridiculous. I don't think anybody actually wielded Warhammers of this girth. So yes, I am a nerd that has a Warhammer. Hello, Kinma. How are you? Alrighty then. Michael.
There we go.
Says charging that huge thing into war is ridiculous. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy big. 8x4 would be like a 50 pound head. 8x4. No. That's about as much iron as in one of my 20 pound barbells. So I think that'd be 20, maybe on the high end, 25 pounds on the head. In fairness, Mike is only 3 feet tall. Hey, how are you, Kinma?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very well. Thank you for asking. How have you been?
Working a lot.
Oh. What have you been working on? I'm gonna cycle through some of this stuff here, but
Well,
let us know.
Been working on my own comic, but also been doing a lot of commissions and working at the grocery store for some reason.
For some reason, you don't know why you're working at the grocery store?
I don't know why I'm still working there. I'm just there.
I'm just there.
I'm just there.
All right, hold on. I'm trying to. All right, so here he is with some beard. So all of these different layers become. It's an NFT collection, so you can have it with the beard, without the beard, with the kinder eyes or with the angrier eyes. And then I have a bunch of different eye colors and choices. It actually changes the bridge of the nose as well. I don't know if you can tell. And then all the various layers for like the tunics. And so you can have the full tunic with the slashed sleeves, or I can, well, that's down. No, that wouldn't stay on. Delete these. And then you just have the shirt underneath, right? And then if I wanted to get rid of the belt, get rid of the belt, and he just has a plain sash. And then I can get rid of the tunic, and he's just got a shirt with a belt on underneath it. If I wanted to, I could do like a shorter sleeve shirt or whatever and just get rid of that, and then it would just be his body and Although this is okay, so this is where I screwed up. In my initial design, I had him with his hand in front of him like this, right? And that was causing me all kinds of problems with the tunic and the stuff on his body. And so that's why I decided to pull it out and pull the arm off to the side so that I can do more variations, and then I can do whatever I want with the tunic. I can do varieties of belts. I can do the varieties of like sword belts and whatever, if I want to put pouches or what do you call it? You know, if I want to hang a sword from a strap around, you know, behind his back, or if whatever I wanted to do, I wouldn't be interrupted by that hand in front where I'm like, you're having to carve everything out. So unfortunately, I spent a lot of time working on this chainmail. But then realized that I couldn't. That's actually what that jacked me up, was like I had the chainmail, and then I went and I'm like, oh crap, now all the other stuff doesn't work, the tunics and all this other stuff. So I'm gonna have to go back and redo the chainmail. That took a minute. I actually created a pattern and then like formed it to the body and stuff. So it wasn't as much work as you probably think if I was doing it one link at a time, but it was still a tremendous pain in the butt. Pants off, shirt on version. Thanks, Reed. What? No? Huh? Keep going. So anyways, that's what I've been up to. This whole thing was just the chainmail layer version. And so I'm doing a few different hair types here. You know what I can do? I can grab a hair, insert a photo. So you can see these are all the different versions of trousers, tunics, and trousers, and skin colors, and dibbity blabbity blue. But this was all I had to restart. So anything with his hand in front of him from this point on, from here on, is all new stuff. But all this stuff I had to just discard because I couldn't use it except for the hair. So let's get a nice dark Baratheon hairdo. Oh no! Oh man. I'm going to have to reposition all the hairs because I repositioned the body. Damn it all. All right. I think that's right. That's about right. Then I moved it again. Apologies, this is not throwing television. Why does it keep wanting to do that every time? All right. Every time I click the freaking thing, it re-registers in the wrong spot.
The joys of an iPad.
Yeah, seriously. So anyways, there he is with black hair. Now he's a Baratheon. Now he's a proper Baratheon.
Nice.
So, yeah, I was working on this previously, and then House of the Dragon came out And I'm like, oh man, it's like that gave me even more incentive. It's like, oh, if I can do this and get it done, I could ride my own coattails being the Game of Thrones artist, um, to do these. Okay, so what this is for is basically I'm going to be doing a collection for each different type in like D&D. So like rangers and then wizards and then clerics, and so all these different type character classes. That's what I should be saying. And I'll sell them like really cheap, like $25 each. So and then they'll be randomized, but they'll each be unique. So someone can get a unique D&D character for their character, or avatar for their character that they play. And it's an original Mike Miller for like $25.
That's cool.
Right?
Yeah, that's cool.
So it's like real low cost, low barrier entry, really easy for normies to get into it and not have to worry about all the utility and all that stuff. The utility is I'm designing unique characters for your role playing games. So
Nice.
because that was the thing, man. When I was a kid and I played D&D, it was like everyone's like, "Hey, Mike, draw my character for me." And it's like, "Dad."
Yeah, I know that feeling.
How about no?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody says that, right?
Yeah, right.
When you're the resident artist, especially in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just draw my character. It shouldn't take you that long.
Yeah. So I thought this whole NFT thing, this whole generative art programming type thing, that's ideal this is an ideal use case for NFTs. And then they can own it, right? They can own that character, sell it back if they want to start playing a different character. Their character gets killed in their campaign. Like, I need somebody else to get rid of this one. Someone else can revive him. So yeah, I'll probably do male, and then I'll do a female set after this, and then just kind of hop around. Then I'll end up doing halflings and all the various other ones. Should be fun. But let's see what Ken was doing. It's an actual art stream. How weird.
I know, huh?
Can you actually ride your own coattails, says Comic Bear. Well, it's like pulling yourself up by the bootstraps, right? No? Yes?
Oh, sorry. What was that?
Nothing. Roscoe
Sorry.
says, does NFT stand for not fun things? Hunkering down for incoming rocks. Roscoe, I can't throw rocks at you from here. Animation Secret says, when is the non-binary set? Yeah, those will be like orcs or something. Because, don't they all look the same? Male, female? They all use the same rocks to piss behind. Because they don't use toilets, because they're orcs.
Like bears.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I was a little, but there's like a lady that in our area, our apartment, she got kicked out, and now she was really crazy and terrorizing the community neighborhood, but now she's back, just wandering around like she lives here still, and so I had to call the police and just let them know, get her out of here.
Oh, fun.
So, yeah. It was great when she was gone. I'm like, this is great, man. It's like peaceful again. And all of a sudden, she's back.
So it was a crazy homeless lady?
She used to live here. And then she got kicked out like maybe a week or two ago. But she always lived like she was homeless. She just had her door open at all times and just like would be cursing and walking around and just saying nonsense and throwing stuff. And then finally she got evicted. And the police had to come and evict her. She wouldn't leave until they got her out. And then so now she has her stuff all sitting out in front of her door, and I don't know why the apartments haven't taken it, thrown it inside, locked the door, or throw it in the dumpster, but she thinks that she's connected still here because her stuff's out in the front. So she's like changing her clothes and like going swimming and doing all this crazy stuff. Yeah, it's crazy.
A crazy person?
Yeah, she's nuts.
Mm.
Fun.
She's on drugs too, like I think, but I think drugs messed her up.
They'll
she-
do that to you.
I heard her
Yeah.
saying she used meth.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah,
She was trying to be hip with the Breaking Bad crowd.
yeah. Oh man, I listened to her argue with police for like a half hour straight, and everything she said, I'm like, am I not hearing that right? I'm trying to get a better earful, and I'm like, she just said nonsense, like a consistent stream of nonsense that didn't make no sense. It's just like crazy. It was like, listen to what's his name? That one crazy guy from the serial killer guy that they put in a prison who died was it a few years ago. Remember he had this
Oh,
watch
Charles
guy?
Manson.
Yeah, she's like that. It's just like a stream of nonsense.
That's
Really.
comforting.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Charles
So
Manson living in your.
So I was just like, okay. I said, that's it. You're out here. I said, I just looked at her. She goes, don't look at me like that. And I'm like, I go, bye. You're out of here. And I just went inside and called the cops.
That's
Yeah,
lovely.
I get tired of that garbage, man. But anyway, hey, what's that you're doing right now, Mike? Or is that
That's Kinmas. That's
Kimma's
Yeah.
background as a comic page?
Yeah.
Cool.
Retron and called you a narc.
Oh yeah. I use the police when I need them. Well, like I said, man, it was going on for so long that she just terrorized. It'd be like 1 a.m. She'd be screaming right outside our window, which we had the window open because we needed air because there's no AC. And she'd be cursing and yelling at 1 a.m. when we were trying to sleep. And
Ugh.
I was having fantasies of just like shooting her. And I'm like, you know what? This is not right. I know. I'm like, I was like, God, help me have patience and love for this person. And it's funny as I actually had started having like I actually cared about her. Like, and I'm like, I know it's not me because I was like, I just want to be done with her. But at the same time, when the police came, I was like, thank you, Jesus, get out of here. I was like, you're out. Oh man,
Sounds like you cared about her a lot, Matthew.
Oh yeah, I did care about her, but I'm like, you know what? There's like living out on the street is what best suits you, and so that's what you're going to be doing. Some people want to live that way, you know.
That's true, but she got kicked out of her apartment, so I
Yeah,
think she
so
wanted to have an apartment.
no, she acting like an animal. You don't want an apartment. You want to be out on the street. So that's where she goes, like a dog, hopefully. But obviously, I don't know how the heck she gets around because she's like been here, and she's been sleeping in a lawn chair, I think, by her old apartment.
She was
What?
sleeping in the lawn chair?
Yeah.
Huh.
Like I said, I think she used to be homeless, and then the government was paying for her apartment. She wasn't paying for it. She didn't work or anything.
Oh, really?
So the government was paying for her, and then when the police came, she was saying, I'm not an adult. I'm a ward of the state, so you can't kick me out on this stuff. And I'm like, yeah, see, this is the kind of crap. She's like thinks that the state's taking care of her like she's a little kid or something.
Well,
No.
I wouldn't be surprised if the ward of the state convinced her they were taking care of her.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised either. I've seen that kind of crap. I mean, I've been in situations where I actually needed help from the government programs when I first moved out here, and they wouldn't raise a finger to help me. And then I'd watch them in the same, right when I'm like in this place, they go, oh, you need help getting work? Here's a computer. Use it to find a job. I'm like, I was already looking for a job on my computer at home. You know, I came here so you guys could try to help set me up with something. And then they literally got this 16-year-old kid from Mexico and set him up with a job and everything. And I'm like, what the heck? And I'm like, man, I was so ticked. That was the dark days, you know. But I learned a lot.
In the before times.
I learned government programs aren't worth anything. Not for the people, at least. Not for citizens.
Vic points out that homeless females face problems on the street, like being taken advantage of, sexually harassed, and stuff. Yes, it's true.
And they deserve it.
Well,
Well, here's the thing.
I'd go
Not
that
all homeless
far,
people.
Matt.
Not all homeless people, because there's some people who, through no fault of their own, they just had bad circumstances happening to them. I already understand that too. They have like, maybe they lost their job, broken marriage, a lot of things compiled at once, and then boom, before you know it, they're on the street. Because I've met people like that. But you know what? They try their best to get into programs to try to get back up on their feet.
Yeah.
But then there's people who just they want to be on drugs. They want to be roam around ranting and raving because there's no responsibility. They get handouts from the government.
Yeah.
And I see them all the time out here in California. They're all over the place, man. And they're wicked, evil people too. And it's like I think a lot of people have this misnomer that they think that homeless people are just this like noble person trying to make it. And I'm like, no, they're usually crazy on drugs or demon possessed, you know. And that's been my experience for years with the people. And I've like one guy came up to our table. We were eating at Del Taco downtown. This guy came up to our table just staring at our food, and I just looked at him like, oh, "Get out of here," like that, you know. And he just left, and I could tell he was just crazy, but he was also full of the devil, man. And then he walks up to the other couple, and they feel bad for him, and they go buy him a burrito, and they go, "Here you go," and he goes, "F you" to their face, and just walked out. And I was like, "Yeah, how'd that feel? Is that good?" You know, you want that, feed that guy, go offer him a soft drink too. Jeez. But I was like, it was obvious this guy was a nut. I've seen him before. He'd be on the side of the thing cursing and just. But people, you know, they have good intentions. They just don't use their brain. It's like I said, all these people have mental problems, drugs, or like I said, demon possessed, man.
It's Pravda. Reed says hashtag not all homeless. No, but we have this thing in San Diego where we have a program here. It's if you don't want to be homeless, basically all you have to do is stay off of drugs and look for a job, and you'll literally get a free apartment downtown.
Yeah, they'll give you an apartment at a high rise. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying.
Let me complete the point. That apartment building that they built specifically for that, it's empty because none of the homeless downtown want to stay off drugs and look for a job.
Yep. But like I said, a lot of people.
There's homeless people in San Diego. I saw a documentary not too long ago that they create their own little encampment. But these are people who are like, they're the working homeless, right? It's like they have jobs, but they can't afford to live in San Diego. So they'll like live in their cars in this little encampment. I imagine it's somewhere downtown. But you know, they all they keep themselves clean and they go to work and they're just sleeping in their cars. And you know what, I had a buddy Fitz when I was, you know, in my early 20s. He was technically homeless, but he lived in his boat. And he'd come over to the house and hang out and eat all our freaking food because he's a bum. But you know, it was a lifestyle choice for him. He didn't want to rent a house because, dude, a slip in the bay is like, it was like $30 a month or something like that. It was hella cheap. And so he'd rather, you know, live there and shower at other people's houses and whatever.
That's the way to do it though, man. Here's the thing is like, if you sleep in your car, because I actually did this when I first moved here, like they were actually, my apartment was still being fixed up because I got the apartment, but we couldn't move in. So we moved from Riverside. And I was living in my car with my brother, and we had our cat too. And but here's the thing: you can't park anywhere to sleep in your car because people call the cops on you. But a guy literally can walk over, put a mattress on the middle of the sidewalk, curl up and sleep, and nobody bothers him. But if you sleep in your car on the side of the road in the middle of nowhere on the side street, they'll call the cops on you for sleeping in your car. It's insane, you know.
Yeah, when I was younger, our buddy Joe, he lived in his car, but he hung out with us all the time. So I was like, nobody really thought about, you know, yes, Joe is homeless, but he's still he was just one of the gang. He just, you know, lived in his car because he didn't want to pay rent. And eventually he did get a house with some other friends. But it was a long time, probably like a year or more. He lived in his little Datsun 510.
He was probably saving up for a place, right? I mean, because some people will do that. I mean, they'll live in a tiny home or something.
He didn't work. He just skated.
Oh, really?
He just wanted to skate.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, see, he chose his choice.
Yeah.
Is it to live like that, a surfer? I mean, like a skater. I mean,
yeah, very much. But it was San Jose, so it wasn't exactly surf central.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I mean, like I know there's people out here they live like called van life, or they live in a van, but it's really nice. You know, they got AC, they have the comforts of home in this van, and then they say they actually work, but then they save up money and they put down on a place. So because the biggest cost of living is rent, you know, or housing.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, it's just insane how expensive rent is. It keeps going up every year, just keeps going up, keeps going up, keeps going up, and it's like it's not getting any better. I mean, the places out here look like a garbage dump, and it's
It
like
won't get any
tons of
better
money.
either.
Yeah,
Because we're not building enough housing in California. That's why even if we go into a terrible recession in this country, California real estate will still be a good investment because we're not building enough housing for the people here. And as many people as have left, the population continues to grow.
yeah, isn't that insane? It's like yeah, it's like I know the housing bubbles due to burst. I heard too, where the prices those will go down. Of course, not as maybe dramatically as in other states, but the housing still the prices are going to be dropping in California, and
Oops.
yeah, that's what I'm looking into too. Just looking at places, and because I want to get a house, because I'm like screw living in an apartment, man. It's like your money just going down the drain with it living in an apartment.
I mean, really, the only real aside from the equity, the only really good reason to buy instead of rent is that your mortgage doesn't go up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like
Meanwhile,
each month, like our rent just went up $100. You know,
it's crazy.
$100, not like 10, 20, 30, $100.
Yeah,
and that's from like $100 from last time, and then $100 from that. It's like it's already gone up like maybe $400 in the past couple of years. You know?
Yeah, when we left San Diego that last time we left, it was in no small part because my landlord raised our rent by $200, and I'm like, I'm paying friggin' another $200. It's like I'm just moving. I'm out of here. It's like,
Yeah,
it's one way to get rid of your tenants. Raise their rent.
Yeah, I'm like, I hear people doing things that I'm like, I don't even know how in the world they. I was like, how do you people live? Like, how do you survive? And it's because they have like 3 or 4 people living in one apartment. You know,
and that's fine, dude. That's totally like normal. We are so spoiled by how much space we get here.
oh, dude, that's not even normal living at all, man. That's like living with complete strangers. You know.
Oh, what?
Yeah, they just look for a roommate, and they, hey, you want to be my roommate?
Oh
And
well,
like,
actually, yeah, that is normal. That's. I mean, people have
in California.
People have put looking for a roommate in their the newspaper forever here. So
Yeah, we were actually looking for places to rent, and we go, well, this price is really good. And then we looked at it further, and it's like, basically, you're just renting a room in his apartment. And I'm like, what? You know?
that's
like,
right.
why am I gonna? I'm not gonna rent a room from some dude I don't even know. I'm like, what? Some psycho serial killer? Yeah, it's crazy, man.
I mean, look, dude, think back to Three's Company, Mr. 80s, right? They didn't all know each other.
Yeah, but that's
when
different.
Chrissy came in, she was looking for, oh, there's a room for rent, and,
Yeah.
It's not different. That's exactly the way it's been forever.
But that's San Francisco. That's super expensive, man. Even back
was
then.
Was that San Francisco?
Yeah.
Three's Company was in San Francisco.
Yeah, it was supposed to be in San Francisco, I believe.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
I'm pretty sure it was. That's been my impression.
Kinma disappeared. I wasn't even paying attention because we were just jabbering.
Yeah, what happened?
I don't know.
No, I know that they said that there's a lot of people who they have a heart for homeless, which I don't have any problem with. But I think realistically, people, it's like, to me, it's just naive to think, that the homeless people are just, poor souls down on luck. And sure, in a way they are, all of them are, but there's some that are legit, right? Like for me, for instance, I was quote unquote technically homeless for like a week, right? But it's like, and I was trying to make it. And but here's the thing, I wasn't freaking ranting, using drugs, screaming, cursing at people, like, defecating people.
No, there's being homeless as a matter of circumstance. Gosh dang it. Keep doing this to me. And then there's being homeless as sort of a lifestyle,
Yeah, yeah,
right? If you choose to be homeless as your lifestyle, then you've got no interest in being part of society. My
oh yeah,
nephew was just like that. And my nephew choosing and then being happy being homeless because he didn't have any of the responsibilities that I was trying to foist on him by encouraging him to be a useful member of society.
yeah,
Yeah, he didn't want to be a useful member of society. He wanted to be a bum, and he loved it. And I'm like, and he's telling me about his bum neighbors, and it's a total, it's just a choice for a lot of most of these people. At least, like I said, at least in San Diego, because if you wanted to get out of it in San Diego, we give you the tools to get out of it. We'll give you a bloody apartment,
yeah,
to
yeah.
get out of it.
Yeah,
And
that's what I'm saying. It's like there's so many things that people can utilize. I tried to utilize some of those things when I first, like I said, moved here. I was like, I couldn't find work. I applied at all these different places. I was looking for work for art. Couldn't find anything. I was going literally to like Staples. I was going everywhere, just filling applications, nothing. And it's crazy. They were actually like I think it was Staples or Office Depot. They actually wanted to do a credit check on you before we would. That's like as uh, part of their application. They need to do a credit check on you because you got bad
hire
credit.
you?
Yeah, because if you had bad credit, then you were probably more possible. It's possible you could be a thief to steal from them if you
Oh,
had. Isn't that crazy? So
yeah.
they were like, uh, it was definitely like it was a class thing too. I mean, here it is. You're working at Staples. I mean, you're not going to be like making a ton of money. You're not a rich guy to begin with, right? You're trying to get work, and they're like, "Oh, you have to have money before you can work at our store to get money." But it was like that time I was just like I tried to get like food stamps, and they gave me one thing of food stamps, and that was it. And like, but staying in that food stamps, like that building, it was just like it was like an insane asylum, that place, man. And I was said, you know what? I would rather starve to death than ever go through that again. Like I would literally not, I would never go with my hand out for food stamps ever again. Because for me personally, I went through that and I was like, it was just the worst experience of my life. And
It's
I was just like,
dehumanizing.
yeah, it is. It's dehumanizing. Even the people there are just like, one lady was saying in front of us, she's like, I don't know, I just don't want to have to do this, She just found out, I was like, hey, I know what you mean. I feel the same way. And there's some people there who are just like, yep, going from a weekly or a monthly or whatever,
Yep.
And and there are
They
people like
got
going
they got
getting
trained,
fights. Yeah. And
right?
I was just like,
Institutionalized, like in
oh yeah,
what do you call it, Shawshank?
yeah. And it just, man, it was like, but it was an eye opener for me going through that. It's in a way, it was kind of like almost a good experience that I learned some things, you know, from that. But yeah, man. I mean, like I said, people say, they want, like I said, like embrace the homeless like they're some noble creature. And I'm like, that's totally naive. Well, maybe it's good intention, but naive. Because I met some good homeless people. I met people, I would say 99% of them aren't nice, and they're very dangerous if you had your back turned to them, you know. And like I said, I've met homeless people from every area out here, man. And yeah, you got to just be street smart, man, and just not be naive. But like I said, a lot of people never had to deal with it, so to them it's just like, oh, hey, how are you doing? And it's like, this guy will cut your throat if you turn your back. If you knew you had $100 in your pocket, you'd be over with if he got you in an alley. But yeah, but like I said, that being said, I've given money to homeless people if I felt led to. But I can honestly say,
Hamilton
man,
says, "Love your neighbor as yourself." What
yep,
do you say to that?
she's not my neighbor. She kicked out of the apartment. No,
Money and gold have I none, but I'll share the gospel with you.
it's good to walk in love to everybody, but you have to be firm with some people who are just trying to terrorize your neighborhood.
Oops. Yeah, I mean, you've got a wife to protect, so.
Yeah. She walks up to us. One day she like slammed our door with her fist or something. So I had to walk my wife from her car to the apartment. And I'm like, I'm not putting up with this garbage anymore. Yeah, I guess I don't have a problem talking about it because I've been in that situation. So I'm like, I know how it is from my personal experience, how these people are, man. And like I said, you can't lump everybody in, of course, but I'm just saying in general. But yeah. But also, I'm still a little heated from that situation that happened a few minutes ago. You know, it's just like, yeah, the fact that someone would terrorize. I mean, the neighbors out here don't say nothing. They just try to keep their own business.
Yeah.
But even they reached a point where they were coming outside. One guy, young guy, came out. He was filming her with his cell phone, and she was getting all in his face, and she was saying, "I have an Egyptian hostage in my apartment," and saying all this crazy stuff. I'm like, oh man,
What?
yeah. She was telling me there was puppies buried under her apartment, so there was gonna be a water leak because of that or something. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Strange.
Yeah.
Don't blame the people, blame the politicians. No.
Blame both.
Yeah, I mean, people have to be held accountable for their own choices. And that includes people who get hooked up on drugs. It's like, bro, you didn't have to stick that needle in your arm. I know it's hard to get off it, but it's probably hard to get on it too.
Yeah. Comics Bear. The Comics Bear. You can't love everyone. Matt Costin, 2022. The T-shirt.
Can't even like everyone.
You can love everyone, but like you can love them while you're kicking them out. You know, it's called tough love. You know, mom and dad, man. At least my mom and dad can show me some tough love. I mean, they showed me tough love on my posterior. But you know what? I didn't get spanked too often because I was a good kid. But I gotta say, my brother, he got spanked a little bit more than me, but he would get away with a lot because he was this cute younger brother, right? So I would be in the corner going, "Just lace into him, Dad, get him." And my dad like, "Get out of that room." I'm like, "Give it to him, dude. Give it to him."
Beat him.
Because he would just be like, man, when he was really little, he was a sweet kid, but sometimes he'd get a little obnoxious. And oh man, I was like, Dad, don't let him get away with that. And he's like, Matt, get out of the room. I'm like, teach him all the way, Dad. Teach him all the way. But no, good times. Yeah, my brother is funny. It's funny, even though we would argue at some, obviously as siblings, we always got along.
Hey, Kinma's back.
You know, Kinma!
What's up, Elliot? Where's Elliot? Elliot's not in here.
Her internet crashed.
Is Elliot in the chat? You can't be in the chat.
No, he's not in the chat.
What's up, Alpino Milk? Mike never fought with his siblings. That's not accurate.
What?
He said I never fought with my siblings, and I said
like
that's
verbally, right?
No, I physically fought my brother about 10 years ago.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
10 years ago? What? Was that bad? Like, what was he? A little bit intoxicated, or what?
Well,
or it's probably not good to talk
I was
about.
kicking him out of my house, and he had a grower's permit.
Oh.
And so he had a grow room in my garage.
Oh my God.
After I kicked him out of my house, he called me up and he's like, "You don't have a grower's permit. I'm gonna call the cops on you." And I'm like,
gosh.
Okay. So I went out in the garage and I destroyed his grow room and I got rid of his plants. And by the time he showed up, I was sweeping up the rubble.
Oh my God.
And so yeah, he attacked me and tried to throw a punch in my face, and I just grabbed his arm and armbarred him and smashed his face into the ground and
Jeez.
explained to him why I was not going to fight him because I would have no problem. I didn't want to, beat the crap out of my own brother.
Yeah,
And,
that's
so-
man. That's I mean, you're already adults too, so it's like,
oh yeah.
you know what I mean. It's like for me, like I got into physical altercation with my brother only. This is funny. As mad as I would get at him, I would never like punch him, like even in the arm or the chest or the back or anything. I would like push him, you know. And I remember I felt super. Actually, I think I did kick him once when he was on the ground, but this was yeah. It was like we were like grade school, but isn't like a teenager or whatever. I think, and maybe out of college age, I pushed him once and he fell over a chair, and I felt so bad instantly. I was like, I'm sorry, you're all right, you know. And he didn't get
How's that?
seriously hurt.
Knife and sword.
Knife and sword, yeah. But it's like I felt so bad, man. Yeah. Was he your younger brother or older brother?
Older.
Oh, older. Oh, okay. You should know better.
Mike smashed puny brother. I just smashed his face into the ground.
David.
Well, it sucked is because we have a what's that called? It's the black tar ground outside. It's not like cement. It's like
Oh yeah, like an asphalt type of thing.
Asphalt.
Yeah.
And it so it wasn't a very smooth
Oh,
surface to smash his face on. But so he was like his side of his face. He looked like big old scrapes and freaking
oh,
just chunks of dirt
oh.
in his face and stuff. I'm like, sorry, bro.
So, but everything's cool now, right?
Oh yeah.
That's good.
I mean, he's never apologized, but he's I don't hate him or anything.
Yeah, I mean your brother.
Yeah.
I mean, as mad as I would get at my brother, I gotta say we haven't really argued like any major arguments in like a long.
David,
time.
you want a link, bro?
Yeah, come on, David.
Come on in. Did I use karate? No, that was more like Aikido.
Aikido.
I know a little bit of Aikido. I know
I use-
Wushu, Wing Chun, Taekwondo, some what's it called? Oh,
Jiu-jitsu.
Hapkido. Hapkido. It's like Korean Aikido.
Oh, I never heard of that.
Yeah, they taught us in Taekwondo. They taught us in Hapkido stuff.
Oh, that's cool. Alpha Proto says he may have wanted you to apologize for destroying his weed. He's still holding for that apology. That was a lot of weed, Mike.
Hey, JDA. John, you want the link? You want to pop in?
Dave said next
He's
time.
not an artist, but he can come hang out while I eat asparagus and
Asparagus. Oh, I love asparagus.
talk about beating up my brother. No, just kidding. But I got into. My brother punched me once. My other brother punched me one time.
And that was the last time.
No, we never really got into it. And I don't even remember what it was. We were probably in like middle school or something. And yeah. That was the only time. And then he stabbed me in the hand once.
Oh my
That was
god.
because he was being stupid. He was screwing around with the knife, and I held my hand up, and he swung his knife into my hand. I still have the scar.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I think my brother one time we were drawing together, and this is when I was like maybe 11 years old, and he was like 9 or something like that. And I go, "Hey, that's my pencil you're using. Give me my pencil." And it was like a cool camouflage pencil, right, wooden pencil. And he's like, and I go, "Come on, give it to me." And like, so he goes, "Here," and he threw it at me, and I put my arm up, and it stuck right in my arm like a dart. And I was just like, "Ah!" And then he's like screaming, "Ah!" I pulled it out. I still have like a little like mark where it looks like lead on my skin. But
Yeah, that's funny. That'll leave like a tattoo.
yeah, that's what it was. It's like a gray little mark, like a lead mark, and it's still there. It's funny, but it's stuck perfectly right on my arm, like sticking out.
I
like a
still
movie.
have tattoos on my arm from in high school. I stuck myself with a rapidograph pen
Ooh, really?
Yep.
What the?
Just
What are
a
you
few
doing,
times, so
Mike?
it's like just
Jeez.
a few little dots on my arm.
Is it you? Was it for when you were in? Was it prison tattoo? They call it gang tattoo.
No, it was just like being an idiot, I guess.
Oh man, you're like I
I
was
never
being
grew
cheap.
out of being an idiot.
Well, you haven't gave yourself any tattoos with techno pens or gosh, tech pen.
Oh.
Man, that's hardcore.
Pablo says, I stabbed one finger with a pencil when I was like 11 and still have the mark. Yeah, that graphite gets into your skin. You know, I think they make ink no, they make it out of charcoal, right? But it's all carbon. Graphite, charcoal, isn't that all carbon?
Yeah, yeah. It's
Yeah.
not like lead, but
You had issues, obviously, as a teen. Well, yeah, I come from a broken home, so that goes without saying.
oh man.
Vic says, wow, so your brother tried ruining your life, leaving you homeless and smoking meth by attacking your hands. Pretty sure that's not what he thought of but how much to tattoo Lone Star logo on my back, Mike? Asks Roscoe. Yeah. You might want to seek professional help for that. I never became one tattoo I ever really gave somebody. My buddy Brian bought a tattoo gun. It wasn't a very good tattoo gun, but he had me.
Oh my gosh.
Do a sun on his back, and it was terrible. He eventually had it covered up with something bigger and more expensive.
Man, I'd be nervous to do something like that to somebody's skin. I'm like,
I know, right?
Yeah, I'm like, I'm not gonna do that because I've had people ask me, "Do you do tattoos?" I'm like, no, sorry.
Jiminy, you want to come in? He says the nerd version of cutting, rapidograph. I think it's just rapidograph. Rapidograph. Mr. Motion said, I have cut my arm with my knife. When I tried to sharpen it, I still have the scar. So I almost cut. Well, I didn't almost cut my finger off. I cut my finger to the bone one time with a rusty machete.
Oh, yummy.
Oh my gosh.
So I had very little parental supervision.
No kidding.
We had one of our old couches was in the backyard, right? And I had a machete, and I thought, it would be fun stabbing a couch with a machete.
Jeez.
First of all, machetes don't really have hand guards to keep your hand from running up the blade.
Oh.
So they're meant for chopping, not for stabbing.
No.
But I didn't know that at the time, so I went ahead and stabbed that sucker as hard as I could.
Oh my gosh.
And my hand just went right up the blade. And this is like the kind of blade where you're like hitting the cement and nails and all that, so the edge was all jaggedy and gross, and so like I like freaked out. I didn't feel a thing because you go into shock instantly, and I just look at my hand and I can peel it back and I can see my bone, and I'm like,
oh,
Oh my god.
geez.
That ain't right.
And yes, I still have the scar for that one too.
Oh my gosh.
Roscoe
Gee,
says, Mike Stabby Miller, chop chop. Yeah. I told that story on the stream one time when I stabbed my friend, or I sliced my friend.
Oh my gosh.
I had one of those art knives. It was like the box cutter, but with a thinner blade.
Yum.
Ooh.
And I pretended I was gonna cut his arm, and he's like, and he pulled up his sleeve and saw, do it. So I
Oh
did.
no. Oh my gosh.
And he freaked out. He's, why'd you do that? Well, you told me to.
Sure. I don't know. It was just there. You told me.
Oh.
Gosh. Yeah, but my one friend, his buddy was like had a samurai sword, and he started like she was showing off, and he started swinging it around like towards their direction, and they were just like smart though, because they're like, this is how like stuff happens. So they just left the house. They ran out of the house. They're like, this guy's not an expert with this thing, and some
This is how
accident's
people
gonna
die.
happen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see that one video where this guy? It's on YouTube. Or used to be where he like I think they're drunk and he puts a hot dog in his mouth and he tilts his head back and he wants his friend to cut the hot dog with a samurai sword. You know? Oh
No.
my gosh. Let's just say, thank God he still has a nose. But it was like you could see it like in slow motion. The guy just totally hits his nose and his nose flops up and back down again. Like there's a flap
Oh
holding
my
it on.
gosh.
And I was like,
Oh,
yeah, but they were thankfully it stayed on, so they were able to sew it up and everything. Oh my gosh.
Jeez.
That was
So one of
insane.
my earliest memories is me almost chopping my toe off because I was in Hawaii. I must have been
Man, you're always chopping stuff.
I must have
man.
been 3 years old, maybe 4. And remember in the old days, like you didn't cut the top of the can, right? You cut the side of the can and you take the whole top off, and you're left with that razor sharp rim around the can.
Oh,
So
yeah.
there was a tuna can in the grass in my yard. I don't know why it was there, who put it there. And I was standing on this little brick wall, and I jumped off the brick wall, and it was funny because I saw the tuna can,
Oh,
and my toe landed in it, and
no.
and then like my next memory is like sitting upside down in like the big chair in our house, and my dad's like bandaging up my toe. I don't even know if he took me to the hospital.
Oh my gosh. Like that costs
Yeah.
money, kid. Like gosh.
This will probably heal.
Yeah,
suck
this
it up.
looks not too bad. Gosh. Did your mom your mom seems the one who wouldn't freak out about stuff like that.
Oh, dude, you want to hear a story about my mom freaking out? So when gosh, was I even alive? I must have been alive. I think it was like when my brother was like around 2 years old.
Oh, sorry. Here, wait a second.
I'll wait. You'll want to hear this story. My earliest memories is watching a Droopy Dog cartoon. Grant Crosby, what's up? I'm accident prone. I wouldn't know where to start. Yeah, you start at the earliest memory of when you. And that's why Mike can draw so well with his feet. Oh, thank you. Let's see what Ken was up to. Oh, check that out.
yeah, just a doodling.
That's not a doodle.
That's my cover.
That's dope.
Yeah.
I like it.
Ugh.
Is it going to be color?
Yeah, once I can figure out how I'm gonna color it.
Or half tone, half tone?
Yeah, probably. Like, I mean, I'm already suffer that I can't see red or green, so this will be fun.
Well,
Oops.
yeah. How do you do that in Photoshop? Like,
It's-
I know that John Byrne used to just label his colors when he colored stuff.
Yeah, I label a lot of colors, but if I have to do someone else's stuff, I'm just like, okay, just find a reference and then just color pick and hope it's the right color. Somebody will tell me if it's wrong. I hope.
Yeah. Exactly. Dennis says cover for what?
For my comic.
Don't let on any more than you have to.
Exactly. Yeah. 'Cause it's not ready yet.
It's not ready, so she won't speak of it.
Yes.
Let's see. Mr. Miller has that samurai spirit. Can't help playing with knives. It's true. About the knife thing. Amy says, I'm trying to think of a good draw along theme for this week, but it's all violence and despair so far. Maybe I'll just post this painting I'm finishing up for an art show. For an
Yeah,
art show. Yeah, this weekend. That's probably
that's probably for the best.
Probably a good idea. Yeah. Dennis says, "What did I start? I should have asked about Bitcoin." Mr. Motion says, "Shadiversary would be ashamed." No guard. I know. I was a kid. I don't even remember how old I was. And then another time, I remember slicing off part of my finger because I was holding the apple I was slicing wrong. Right? Like you
Wow.
stick your finger out too far, you're holding it, and then you go through the apple, and then you go through your finger too. I'm like, ugh!
Wow.
Yeah. That was pleasant. That was also when I was a kid.
I haven't really cut myself all that much. I just break a lot of bones.
I also... Oh, really? I've only ever broken my collarbone.
It's probably easier for me to name off what I haven't broken.
Dennis says, sales pitch isn't ready. Practice now.
Yeah, I'll get on it eventually.
And Pablo is drawing something violent. I don't know if you can... You probably can't see it. I'll try to show it. If it'll focus on my hand. You see on my middle knuckle how there's sort of a little circular scar?
Yeah, I can barely see it.
It's hard to see because it is healed over the years.
Yeah.
But I do this this thing where, you know, like you chop really fast, like
Yeah.
like you see the Japanese chefs doing it and whatnot. Well, my mom taught me how to do that when I was a kid. And what you do is you're pulling your hand away and you're letting your knuckles guide the knife.
Yep.
I pulled a little too high one time.
Oh my god.
And it sliced my knuckle off. And I grabbed it, the little piece of skin, and I just stuck it back on. And then I wrapped I put a Band-Aid on it, and it healed back on. But now I have a circle scar.
Oh my god, Mike.
I think that was cucumbers. I think that was due to some cucumbers that time.
I don't think I've ever cut my hand doing that.
Yeah.
You know, watch me. I'll go, make some food later, and that's what I'll do.
Micah Smeller, excellent with the pen, terrible with the knife. I'm actually pretty good with the knife too. It's just, Look, I don't think a lot of you guys can cut cucumbers that fast. It's like...
Oh, did we give Jiminy the link? I just noticed that.
No, I didn't see if he responded.
Yeah, I think he was waiting for the link.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Fine. Hold on. Are you kidding me? You know how Jiminy is. Mm-hmm. And here's to you, Mr. Robinson, sending you the link so you can play. Hey, hey, hey. No one take that from me. I live in South my home. All right. I guess we don't need to get into my Facebook drama for the day. Jiminy says, that's fine. I'm used to Mike ignoring me. Dennis says he can't cut knuckles that fast either. Does the wife keep the knives away from you? No, I am the knife master in this house. Except I can't find my knife. My pocket knife disappeared.
With my knife.
Yeah, I gave it back. And then my son, I don't know how he did it. He has this pocket knife. Somehow or another, he broke it. It's like it just falls open. So I don't let him have it anymore because I don't want this in his pocket. And it just like falls open and then stabs him in the ding ding. Like, that would be bad. I also enjoy occasionally throwing the throwing knives.
Nice.
They're fun.
Nice.
Someone in the chat will obviously say Mike has throwing knives on his desk. Yeah, it is what it is. Knife storage discipline needs work. What do you mean? They're within arm's reach. If I need a throwing knife out of the blue, I'm good.
Uh,
Where do
oh,
I keep my swords? I got a sword right there.
I don't have any of my weapons in my new apartment.
Really?
Yeah, I
I've
left
already
them all
shown
at my
my
parents.
warhammer. I got a pistol right there. I got a sword right there. Actually, I have two swords right there. I should have. Where's my samurai sword? Yeah, it's in here somewhere. I have a real samurai sword, not like some fake piece of garbage samurai sword.
Yeah, the only
So
one
back
I
in
yeah,
back in
go
the
ahead.
old days, you used to be able to get the swords of fallen Japanese soldiers from China.
Mm.
Because that's the only place you could get them, because you couldn't get them from Japan because they're considered to be national treasures.
Yeah.
So you, unless you're a Japanese citizen, a Japanese national, you can't take a samurai sword out of Japan.
Yeah.
But a whole bunch of Japanese soldiers died in China, and so so you could buy, and that the thing is, a lot of them are, because when they went to war, they started just mass producing swords, and so a lot
Yeah.
of them are these like swords, the metal's only folded like 4 times, and you could totally see all the grains, and it's just real crap, swords, but they're real.
What the crap?
But they're crap. But occasionally you can find one that's got like, because soldiers would, like, especially higher ranking people, they would take their ancestral swords to war with them.
Yeah.
Right. And then they die in China. And then the Chinese would like test the good swords against bad swords by cutting through rifles. Right.
Yeah.
And welcome, Jiminy Cricket. And so, yeah, if you want a real, I mean, I don't think you could probably do it anymore. This was like 20 something years ago. But yeah, I used to buy swords from fallen soldiers in China. People will probably complain about that. Like, those are fallen soldiers' swords. You should return them to the family. I'm like,
no.
It's a lot of work there, what you're saying there. Kamikaze all had swords in their planes with them. All the soldiers had swords. It was like American soldier with a gun, right?
Or cigarettes.
Or cigarettes. Japanese swords are cool, but German daggers, no. You mean the tri-blade daggers that create wounds that won't heal?
Ooh,
yeah,
nice.
Those are Geneva Convention no-nos.
Yeah, you know how much the Nazis wanted to follow the Geneva Conventions.
Yeah, those guys.
They're real sticklers for that sort of stuff.
Those guys were crazy.
We can't do that. That's against the Geneva Convention. Oh, you're right. Let them all free.
What is this Geneva Convention you speak of? Dr. Mengele, do you know about the Geneva Convention? No, never heard of it. Grant says, I had a tri-blade bayonet. Might still be around here somewhere.
Dang.
I did not see that coming.
Oh boy. My tutor in German back in college, he was, you remember the character from Saturday Night Live, Dieter, played by Mike Meyer.
Would you like to touch my monkey?
Yeah, he looked and acted 95% like Dieter from Saturday Night Live, and it was funny because he brought us to his apartment one day, and for a lesson, and there were probably about 10 of us there, and we're looking around his apartment. I swear his coffee table was basically, it was a glass coffee table, and underneath the glass was basically a shrine to his grandfather, who was a Nazi soldier.
A Nazi?
Yes, and he had just filled with Nazi propaganda, Nazi paraphernalia inside, and we were all like, "Oh my gosh!"
Well, you have to honor your grandparents.
Apparently, he felt so.
Hey, dude, my grandfather was a fought for Hirohito, so
Yeah, but it's one. It's
I
one
honor
thing.
my grandfather.
Yeah. Well, so did he. We never went back. but he was an he had an industry.
I honor my grandfather right now.
There you go.
For you, G-Chan. For you.
Oh man,
Oh,
family
G-Chan.
pride.
All right, let's see what Jiminy's working on there.
Oh, this is it's kind of a goof. I don't know how many of you guys know who John Dillard is.
Mhm.
But this is his character, the Buckler, and the Buckler is Canadian. So I thought it'd be funny if the Buckler got in a bar fight with Wolverine. So that's basically it.
And
Good
this
thing
would
about-
be for something.
I'm sorry,
This will be for something.
for fun, just
Just for fun.
just for my own amusement.
Lame.
Sorry.
Whatever.
That's a good thing about Wolverine. You can shoot him in the face and he bounces right back. So
That's true.
no harm done, no harm, no foul.
Yeah, I always wondered how much. Well, this is the typical nerd question,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like how much of Wolverine would you have to chop off for his healing factor not to fill in the gaps?
You'd have to chop him off in between the joints, though. So,
Okay. So, and another question: if
Yes.
you chopped him in half right down the middle, would he
Right.
create two Wolverines?
Well, I don't think Wolverine is like Deadpool, because Deadpool grows back limbs. Wolverine doesn't, does he? I don't think he. I mean,
Wolverine's never had a limb chopped. Well, no, he did. And although I never understood how he got his hand chopped off, because he's adamantium. That's why you can't cut him into pieces. But
Yeah.
say
ahead.
it was a moment in time when he didn't
Mhm.
have his adamantium,
Mm-hmm.
and you had that. Remember Nemesis from Alpha Flight?
Yes. Yes.
She
with
had
the,
that sword that was
yeah.
one molecule thick.
Right. Yeah.
What if you took that sword
Mm-hmm.
and sliced Wolverine exactly down the middle?
Yeah. I would imagine, and this is me assuming that Wolverine can't grow limbs back. That
Yeah,
if you
because
put
he's supposed to have the same healing factor as Wade Wilson.
Really?
I believe so.
Okay.
Lest
if so-
my
if-
nerditude fail me.
If so, then yeah, he would grow two Wolverines. But to my knowledge, you would have to put
Now,
the two halves back
Would
together.
one be like really artsy fartsy and the other one be really like clinical? Like left brain, right brain. The left brain regrows, but it's like doesn't regrow the whole right brain, and then
Does Wolverine have an artsy fartsy side?
well, that's what I'm saying.
I don't think he does. So
I think he might.
I don't know.
It's possible.
It's possible. I mean, a kinder, gentler Wolverine would
Yeah.
emerge. Yeah, and then that way, one could live in Japan and do all that artsy fartsy stuff.
One could finally be happy with Mariko.
Exactly. One can make bonsais, all day and
Yeah,
trim
he'd
the
be
garden.
like Mr. Miyagi Wolverine.
There you go. And then the other one can go around, slaughtering people on Black Ops missions.
There you go.
Perfect.
See, dude,
Problem
we
solved.
should write for Marvel.
There we go. If only they would hire us.
Probably better. Jeez.
Yeah, dude, you could totally do like a Karate Kid, but like with Wolverine as Miyagi.
Yeah, who would be
He's about the
Daniel's
right height.
Who'd be Daniel? You just rotate between different mutants.
Not one of his gay kids.
Oh, how many? Wait, are both his kids gay?
I believe so.
Oh, dang.
I think that's what they're doing. And his clone or whatever.
His clone. Who's his? Well, that's who I thought his kids was. Laura was it X-29 or something?
X-23.
X-23, and then you had Darkin or Dakin.
Dakin. Yeah.
Dakin. How many kids do you have besides those two? Yeah. I know there's that one sort of like blondish kid, but he's from Ultimate Universe, isn't he? It's like some teenage blonde kid from several years back. as Wolverine's kid. But anyway, anywho,
You know, Wolverine's kid's growing up gay just means he was a terrible father.
he probably wasn't there.
I mean, he was absent. He wasn't there to set him straight.
I'm surprised that Wolverine only has, I guess, 2 or 3 recorded
Set him
kids,
straight.
because he's been around for how long? A century or more, and with his
Right over his head. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry. A lot of things are over my head, Mike.
That's fine. We lost Matt. We lost Matt, and I was going to tell him a great story, but now I can't even remember what the story was.
Oh, you're getting older, so that happens. But he's probably dealing with this crazy neighbor.
That's true. Now he's probably got to testify against her, and he'd be like, "Oh no, never mind. I don't want my name in the record of the
Yeah,
county."
right. Seriously, he definitely does not want his name on any official record.
Yeah. He's like, "I don't want you even to know that I exist."
Exactly. Yeah, fly under the radar. I'm surprised that Matt actually lives in an apartment building in a city somewhere. He's not living off grid in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably the plan, right?
Yeah, he just has to gather enough funds to buy the supplies. He can set
Enough
up his.
acorns
Mhm,
to plant
yeah.
his mighty oak.
Yep. And buy that yurt somewhere. And,
Yerp. Yerp. Here we are mocking Matt, and he's not even here to defend himself.
that's the best time to do
Yeah.
it.
That's usually true.
So how'd you like She-Hulk, Mike?
X-23 and Honey Badger. Dakin.
Honey.
It's Japanese, so it's pronounced Dakin.
Dakin, okay.
Dakin.
Honey
So
Badger?
is Dakin, who's
Yes.
is it Yuriko or who's Dakin's mother?
I have no idea. I don't even know if Marvel said so. They probably have. I just haven't read.
I just don't care what Marvel says.
At this point, I don't really. But
I hear you.
10
What
years
did I
ago-
think of She-Hulk? I mean, aside from the few scenes where I'm relentlessly arguing with freaking ridiculous people on Facebook about how. Apart from that, I enjoyed it.
Okay, good.
You know,
Yeah, it was pretty good. mean,
I
they're-
thought the shorthand of the blood getting into her system.
Yeah, that was.
It was short to me. It was shorthand and inexcusable. But then they had to go and say, "Oh, it gave her agency and it made it her choice and blah blah blah," and all that stuff. And it's like, could you guys just shut up and let me watch the show?
Seriously, it's like they kick themselves in the face by just opening their mouths. Just let the work speak for itself and let people make their own decisions. Don't
Please,
Yeah.
please, and thank you.
Yeah.
Because I could excuse that stuff. And you know what? I know everyone's saying that they never even had that conversation about Captain America, but I have.
Oh, you have? Why?
because his character
Yeah.
in the movie. I mean, not the idiot actor that portrays him, but his character in the movie
Right.
wouldn't have dishonored the woman he loved, right? And he was a Christian.
Yes. But what I mean,
And
especially
he did until,
yeah,
granted, Christians fall from grace as well, but I like to think of him as honorable of
of
as
course.
the ultimate in honorable people. And hey, it's not like remaining a virgin until you get married is the hardest thing on earth.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Unless you're 100 years old like Cap. But
Well, no. Okay,
Yeah,
because you
I
have to
know,
put
I
a
know.
pause, very hard pause on that.
Yes, I understand. But the reason why I thought it was silly was because at the point that they had the conversation, Cap had already gone into the past, gotten married to Sharon,
Yes.
and then come back. And Bruce knew that. Bruce knew that old man Steve existed. So it's like he obviously had sex with Sharon Carter, when he went back in time, when they got married. So
Yeah, well, I mean, the writers obviously never watched
Mhm.
the movies
right.
or read the comics.
And they basically admitted that in interviews, so it's kind of funny. It's
Uh,
like, again, just keep quiet. Don't tell people that you don't know what you're talking about.
or how about this, Kevin Feige or whoever's in control? How about acting as an editor,
Mm,
acting like someone who knows uh, the canon,
mm.
and don't let the writer just run roughshod over canon, existing canon. I know some people are like, don't get hung up on canon, but it's not that hard to write within canon if you know it, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, whoa, who's that?
That's a wild Matt.
Yeah, it was a wild man.
We wander back in.
Don't worry, I'm still here.
Hey.
I was talking to my dad. Sorry about that. I didn't have a chance
Okay.
to
Oh,
write
cool.
a message to let you guys know.
That's
How's he
cool,
doing?
all right, Matthew.
Good, doing good.
Good.
Yeah, just yeah. Did you hear what was going on with me earlier?
Oh yeah, I was very
Yeah.
entertained by the story of your crazy neighbor.
Yeah.
I think everyone has a crazy neighbor though. Mine's like almost directly downstairs from me, and for the past 20 years, almost like clockwork, at least three or four times a year, the cops will be circling around and showing up down there because of some shenanigans.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
I've heard this crazy neighbor story before.
Yeah.
Really?
Everyone
Yeah.
has not, Mike, though. So let me
Go on. No, please, by
Share
all
my
means.
moment.
It is your moment in the sun, my friend.
It's too late. It's past. It's too late,
It's
Mike.
fast.
But yeah, everyone has a crazy neighbor. So.
Some crazier than others, I bet.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They should
Yours-
meet up, these crazy neighbors. Well, there's the thing. The lady even said, like, she's like, "Hey, it's your crazy neighbor." That's what she said to us. Yeah.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I'm back.
She was even like mumbling, and then when we're walking by, and then she's like,
Mhm.
"What the f is wrong with me?" That's what she said, and I'm like, "Jeez."
Wow.
So there's times where I'm like, actually feel
Oh wow.
I feel for her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm like, dang it,
Sad.
you know. And even though I do, it's like I'm like, I
Mhm.
don't want to become too
Mhm.
like
should
where I
take
let
her
her
in.
get away with, you know.
You should
Oh,
take her in.
dude.
Give her a place to live.
Freaking hell. Sorry, I hate to interrupt your lovely conversation.
Yeah.
But I totally forgot why I titled this. What did I title it? I can't believe it.
Yes. What can you believe?
It's the story from, is it Comic Book Resources? Where the hell did I put it? Is this it? There's a story about
Brady. Sorry, go ahead.
about DC Comics
Mm-hmm.
going under the microscope and possibly
Yeah.
getting some culling happening. Not the movies, not just the movies. They started with the movies,
But DC
But-
Comics proper, yes.
yeah, and they like asked for like the paperwork.
Ah.
They're being audited. DC Comics is being
Mhm.
audited
Mhm.
to
What?
see why they are failing as a publisher. And that's,
Ooh.
Oh,
Dang.
oh my gosh.
so the
I don't
company
know.
that actually bought them, the new company, is actually like, we care about money
Yeah,
more than the message.
Those racists.
I know.
Yeah.
They're terrible, terrible racists.
I thought that's gonna
Alpha
work
Protoss-
on them.
Alpha Proto is saying it's just a rumor, but yeah, I can't find the. I could have sworn I just had it up and waiting to go, but now I can't find the darn story anywhere because I'm terrible at YouTube. But I hope that is a thing. I really do because
Yeah.
man, they got to run that thing like a freaking business.
Yes, that would be
Yeah.
nice.
Someone has to.
I still hold out hope that
Mhm.
someday comics will be a viable entertainment industry.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You know,
I
I
like
don't
them.
want it to go, burning into the night.
Yeah. Yeah, we need more
Yeah.
good comics.
I don't know, man.
Primarily
Like,
for me because I don't want this. I mean, say like you or Matt or somebody, everybody they have a comic book. It's like you don't want to constantly be in this niche market selling comics via the internet and then having to fill all that stuff. What if you've got bigger plans than that? It's like you want to have a distribution network in
Mhm.
place called the comic book industry,
Mhm.
so that people can actually go to stores and discover you because they're there looking for comic books and
Mhm.
not like
Yeah.
just online stuff. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just think it's self-defeating to want the comic book industry to implode.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want it to, but
You
I
see it
think
happening.
I just see it.
Yeah.
Man, I see the comic convention. At least here's the thing: I see the comic conventions just like becoming extinct because, at least it becomes more like a toy fair or something, or
Basically
comics
is.
are the comic. It's not really a comic convention anymore. They're more like a
Entertainment
niche.
convention.
Because like I talk to
Pop culture.
people who go there and they're like, they don't buy comics. They just buy pop figures and like
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Yep.
they toys and collectibles and yeah. Because I asked one kid, I remember I drew a Deadpool sketch for this little kid at an event, and
Mhm.
I was like, "So you like the comic, Deadpool comic?" And he goes, "There's a comic on Deadpool?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And I'm like, how the heck did you know about? He's like, "Oh, I just thought he was a video game character." I'm like, "Oh, okay." So yeah, I was
Funny.
surprised, man.
Yeah.
It was
it's
before the
sad.
movies came out,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So yeah, I don't want the comic book industry to die, but I also don't like what they're doing.
Yeah,
So
I hear you.
I'm hoping that someone does come in with the bean counters and say, "Wow, you guys all really suck at this job. We're going to replace you with people who care about actually producing profits for our company."
Yep.
That would be
It needs to
so
be
nice.
done.
Dude, can you imagine if they brought Jim Shooter out of retirement to
Oh,
run
man.
DC?
Mm.
That would be
Yeah.
so awesome.
Jim Shooter, man.
Right?
Dude, I almost met him. He came by my table because I did a sketch for somebody and he came by asking about me and I was like gone. I'm like,
So
Ah.
he's like, "Is there a Matt here?" And my brother was like, "Whoa!" And I'm like, he's huge. Like he was like, dude, he
He's
looked
six-
like he was
He's like
almost
6'6".
7 foot.
Yeah, he's really tall.
Yeah, it was crazy. I could see him from a distance. I saw him and I tried to run up to catch him. I tried to catch him,
Jim!
and then he walked into the bathroom. Like, well, I'm not following him in there. Well, it's
Might
funny.
have
One
had a
time,
good audience with him in the bathroom, though.
yeah, he couldn't go anywhere with the urinal. Or he's in the bathroom stall, and then you see like my hand with my comic come out from under this thing, and I'm like, "Hey, Jim."
No.
He's like,
Oh,
"What the?"
Sheesh.
He's like, "Thanks, I
Wait.
ran out of toilet paper."
You wouldn't have to do that because his head would probably stick over the stall, even if he was sitting down. So, yeah, you just
Yeah, you could just see
Over
his
here.
ponytail. Yeah, it's funny because one time I was at the urinal, and then all of a sudden, like a guy came up next to me, and he was
Oh,
using the
no.
urinal next to me, and he's like, "Hey, Matt," and like
Oh,
my head
no.
just slowly turned to the right, and it's Dave Mack, and I was like, and I thought of that movie 3 O'clock High, where the guy comes up and tries to shake his hand, and he's like, "Look,
Oh.
if you're, he's like, no, I'm coming to ask you questions for the school newspaper." It's like, but it's funny. It was like almost that scene happening. He's just like, "Hey, Matt," and I was like, "Oh,
Sheesh.
no, I'm going to the bathroom, man." But it was funny. I did some art for Dave Mack, like not officially, but just because I liked his character.
Right.
And then like what was it? Brian Michael Bendis asked to switch tables with me at a convention because he's like, hey, because I was sitting next to Dave Mack. He's like, at the beginning of the show, he's like, "Can I switch tables with you? Because I want to sit next to my friend." I'm like, Dave Mack. And I'm like, and I didn't even know who he was, Brian Michael Bendis. You know?
Yeah.
It was just a short like
Bald
New
guy.
York accent guy. Yeah, and I was just
Yeah.
like, and he goes, "Come on, man, I really appreciate it." I'm like, I was like, all right. And then the cool thing is he sat me next to Martin Odell, the creator of the Green Lantern.
Oh, cool. Martin
Yeah.
O'Dell. Yeah.
So I got to hang with them.
Yeah.
Who'd
Very
you sit
cool.
next to?
Martin Odell. He was like 80 or something,
Yeah, he's a really cool guy. He created Green Lantern back in the 40s.
and the Pillsbury
Ah.
Doughboy.
Oh, yes, he did that too. Yes. Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? He was cool. He had the Brooklyn accent too. He's like, "Hey, how's it going?"
Yeah. He's a great guy for conventions. Very energetic.
Oh yeah.
It was
He
sad
gave
to
us
have-
Green Lantern rings.
Oh, cool. Oh, that's
Yeah,
nice.
free. I was like, "Nice."
I practically shared a booth with Carl Masick one year.
Carl Masick.
He
Who's that?
created Robotech.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
that's cool.
Wow.
Nice. How was that?
That was cool.
He's a cool guy.
Yeah, he was doing some stuff with the gal that I was working for on Black Tide,
Mm-hmm.
and so yeah,
Oh, okay.
that's fun. He signed a book for me, a Robotech book for me, and I gave it to my friend Jeff because he was a way bigger fan. And then he died like 2 years later. I'm like, oh
Oh,
man,
man.
Jeff, give it back.
Yeah. That'd be like a Seinfeld episode where you're at his like wake, and then you're like to the family, hey, I know this might be kind of an awkward time, but he had something that
Oh, stop.
you know,
Yeah, I
you like
remember that.
Seinfeld.
I remember.
Seinfeld is
yeah.
like, hey, like what the heck? like George Costanza would always be like just the most horrifying.
obnoxious. Yeah,
That character
that was a great
best.
show.
Yeah.
Even like 25 years later, still easily one of the funniest shows I've seen.
Oh man, yeah. Dude, it's so funny. It's funny because it's like when you think about it, the characters are a lot of times they're just swarmy type people. Like you're
Yeah.
like, these guys, man.
They're just
Like-
jerks, but it's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
hilarious just watching them destroy their own lives and other people's lives and sort of get away with it. It's like
Yeah.
It's a show about nothing.
yeah.
Yeah, Larry David, man. He's pretty funny too.
You ever watch Curb Your Enthusiasm?
Yeah, my friend got me onto that because he had the box sets. And I think I only liked the first few seasons. Like that's the ones I watched really only. But yeah,
He's
man.
still talking.
Hmm?
I said, I wonder if Matt thinks he's still talking.
He is.
Oh, really?
Are you just ignoring him?
No, he totally cut out for me.
Oh,
Oh,
no,
really?
I can hear him.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm talking. Can you hear me now?
It's Mike's selective hearing operating again.
No, it's funny. What was that one? That one like always cracks me up is that one Hugh guy where he's saying he's like, it's Hugh, and then he's like, and the guy he's like, there's no drinking water or something in the theater, and he's like, the other day was like, F Hugh, he's like pronouncing the, and then that wife, man, of his agent, oh man, gosh, she was like nails on a chalkboard.
Did Matt cut out? What happened?
Nice.
I'm just teasing you.
She said, someone says, from what I read on his blog and heard from an artist who worked with him, Shooter was very picky and exact when scripting to the point of
Oh yeah,
micromanagement.
yeah, that's true.
That's probably why he's so good.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Stuff
I think
like
That's
they need
not
some
what I
management.
understood at all.
I thought he
Really?
was let people go creative and just maybe only micromanage the really bad stuff.
I remember hearing like
Yeah, I remember hearing that he just like guys like John Byrne and
Mhm.
Frank Miller, he just hired them and let them do good stuff. Like
that might
maybe it was with like other
yeah
lesser talented guys because he did have a whole roster to fill out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so because I've heard some kind of horror stories about how controlling he was at Marvel. But like you said, he probably let some of the guys who he knew did great stuff just sort of go and create. So could be both.
Yeah.
It was the best era.
Pretty good. Except for I never liked the New Universe. I always thought that was like, yeah.
What? Universe?
You didn't
Yeah.
like Starbrand?
No, gosh, no.
What about is it Plasma Warriors? Warriors of Plasma or Plasm or something like that?
I don't remember that. I remember DP7, Starbrand. What were some of the other ones? It was just yeah. But yeah, most of the stuff in the 80s from Marvel was it's just classic stuff. I loved it. So need to bring it back.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, bring him back and let him run DC.
Mhm.
Please, whoever
Yes.
the power players are making these decisions, get rid of Jim Lee.
If they offered you the job, Mike, would you take it?
Honestly, I probably would.
Oh,
yeah,
cool.
and then you hire all his
Just,
buddies.
just out of
Yeah.
love of the industry. Out of a love of the industry, I've
Mhm.
already, devoted most of my life to this industry.
Mhm.
And if I could get in there and right the ship,
Mhm.
heck yeah.
Cool.
If I had the
Good.
power, dude, that's like the power of over a universe, right?
Oh, that would be fun, man.
Heck yeah,
Mike would go power mad, I fear.
I would. Totally would.
I would.
I'd do like I'd probably end up doing some sort of a giant reboot.
I hope
And,
so,
like,
because a lot of the stuff
I'd have Superman waking up in the shower and go like, "Oh, I had this horrible nightmare that my son was gay."
Thank you. Yes. Seriously. And then he comes out of the shower and he checks his son's bedroom, and his son is a little kid again, still sleeping.
Yeah,
That'd be perfect. Yes.
There you go.
Ugh.
For those of you who are not old enough, that's what happened from an entire season of Dallas.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's funny. That's what happened in Dallas.
Yeah. Remember the whole Who Shot JR season?
That was just a dream.
Yeah, it was all Bobby's dream.
Whoa.
No, it wasn't Bobby's dream. It was Pam's, his wife.
Oh, was it?
She
Yeah.
rode in bed.
No.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
you
because
mean wait? Pam
Pam-
was Bobby's wife. Sue Ellen was JR's wife.
Yeah, Pam woke up and she goes in the shower, and Bobby's still alive because
Oh,
Bobby had died
right,
at some
okay,
point.
okay.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
Do you remember the last episode of Saint Elsewhere?
Yes, that was great. I love that. It was so clever.
So Saint Elsewhere was this great hospital, drama show. Denzel Washington got his start there. Like
Whoa,
a lot of
really?
these great great actors.
Yeah.
It was just a fantastic show. I'd love to watch it again, but
Yeah.
it was really kind of crazy, right? And then like the very last episode, so every episode they would end with like a zooming out shot of the hospital, St. Elsewhere, right? And then the very last episode, the zoom out shot keeps zooming out, and snow starts falling, and it keeps zooming out, and then this globe encapsulates it, and then it zooms out and zooms out and zooms out, and there's a kid playing with the snow globe, and like his parents behind him are two of the people that are
To the hospital doctors.
in St. Elsewhere, I can't remember a couple of the doctors in St. Elsewhere, but they're
Yeah.
not doctors.
Yeah.
And the whole show was just in the imagination of this kid.
Yeah.
So-
Because-
What?
because on the show, the little kid is autistic, and so the whole show was like in the imagination of this autistic kid who never spoke throughout the entire show.
What the heck?
I thought it was so clever. It's like, oh my gosh, that was so cool.
That's crazy.
Oh, and it kind of did something similar. Remember the second Bob Newhart show back in the 80s?
Oh yeah.
Oh, Bob.
That was so. Remember the last episode for that?
Where it was his wife from the 70s show that he
Yeah,
did?
from the 1970s Bob Newhart show. He wakes up, and again, it was another dream thing where the whole series ended up being just a dream from Bob Newhart.
He was like, I was in this weird hotel manager of or something. He said, it's
Yeah,
weird,
yeah.
strange people. Oh, they did the same thing with they did a little skit for Breaking Bad
Yeah, that was
where they had him wake up and he's his wife's Malcolm in the Middle actress.
Oh no!
He's
Oh,
like, I had
yeah,
this
from
weird dream.
Malcolm in the Middle.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
I had
wow.
this weird dream that I was a drug kingpin or something. Oh, that was awesome.
scary.
Yeah, it's terrifying. I kind of liked it. Again. Yeah, oh man, that's good.
That's funny. I still haven't watched that show, but
You haven't watched the Breaking Bad?
no, I don't think it's my cup of tea. I've
See,
tried watching. Go ahead.
That's what I said to my cousin. He's like, "You got to watch the show. It's about this high school teacher who becomes a meth dealer." And I'm like, "Why would I want to watch that?" I go,
Yeah.
"You think I don't? You know me. I don't like that type of stuff." He goes, "No, I'm telling you, it's different than you think. It's not.
It's very
It's like-
believable.
Yeah, it's like the way they do it. It's like you just like you're like, whoa." and it starts off where you're kind of like, oh, okay, I can see why he would do something like this, and then
Right.
you're like, and then you're thinking, okay, he's desperate, but he wants to get out of it, and then all of
And
a
you're
sudden,
like, wow, this dude's a total freaking narcissist.
yeah, and he becomes like more dangerous than the hardcore killers he's dealing with. You're like, whoa, he's like,
Yeah.
this guy's scary, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's really good because it, like, you know, the power reveals his character,
Yeah.
Yeah,
and like you could tell, like in the beginning, that he's kind of, you know, he's a prick and he's a narcissist. But
Yeah.
like the more power he gets, the more that narcissism just takes over, and he
Yeah.
just becomes totally power mad.
he kind of
Yeah.
learns from the people he's dealing with, like how to
Mhm.
like how they act and how he acts.
Mhm.
And even when there's points where you think the character is like realize he's in over his head,
Yeah.
but then all of a sudden he like he looks like he's finally realizing and panicking, and you're like, no, he was just put on an act, and he's hardcore. He's all invested in.
Oh,
It's like, holy cow! You're like, you know,
yeah.
because he's like, no, please don't do this, and all of a sudden he's got this dead stare in his eyes, and he's like, you thought you could take one over on me, you know? And he's just like, you know
Dang.
my name, and I'm like, oh my gosh.
Hmm.
There's nobody in that show worth liking, though.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like I need
What about
I need someone to root-
Pinkman?
What about who?
Pinkman?
Jesse
Jesse.
Pinkman, the meth head?
Yeah, I actually.
No.
It's funny. I actually feel bad for him because I think there was a point where he actually wanted out of that life, but he was already so deep in that he couldn't really.
No, here's
You know?
the thing. Jesse was a terrible person. It's just that Walt, by comparison, was much
Was-
worse.
Mm.
Well, I think both of them, like, it's funny. Both of them had moments where they looked like they were trying to clean up their act, and then one or the other would like get the other one sucked back in or sidetrack him or something.
Mm.
It was crazy though, because it's a wild ride. I remember hating the character at one point because you're rooting for him, and then you're like, this guy's a freaking jerk, psycho, you know.
Yeah.
And then you're like, and then all of a sudden towards the end you start feeling bad for him again. It's just it's weird how they got you on a roller coaster ride emotionally.
Yeah. Yeah, I've watched a few episodes, and it's just like I think it's like Mike said. It's like I couldn't root for anyone, you know, because they're all kind of scumbags. So, I mean, I liked Gus because he was a scumbag who was very refined.
Oh, he was, man. He was at the beginning.
Yeah.
Man,
He was
I hated him
such
the
a
most.
Good villain.
I
Yeah.
hated him the most. I mean, I hated that character with a passion, man.
Oh, really?
I was just like, this guy is evil incarnate. He was scary.
Did you like his ending?
Oh yeah, that was messed up.
That was great.
That was probably one of my favorite. Yeah, the parts in the show where you just like
Mhm.
with the little bell, that one guy in the wheelchair. Ding,
Right.
ding, ding,
Yes.
ding, ding,
Yeah.
ding.
It's like what?
And then he stands up. No, I was like, oh my god.
Dang. And then he walks out of the room and it's like, oh my gosh, he survived that? And he turned
Yeah,
the
I was
camera on.
like,
It's like,
wait a second. Yeah. I go, this is not right. Yeah, that was crazy, man. Yeah, that show. Did you ever watch? So you watched clips of it, huh?
I've seen clips of it, but I've only seen probably 3 full episodes. And after watching, I was like, I'm not gonna. Yeah.
Yeah, I got hooked on it because even though I don't like violence, I don't like just really dark stuff. But for
Right.
some reason, the writing on that one just kind of made me go, I want to
Oh,
know
the
what's gonna
writing's
happen.
phenomenal.
Yeah, maybe you want to know what's going to happen. I'm like, wait a second, what's going on?
Yeah, it's the best opening sequence to a TV show that I can remember.
Really?
Yeah,
That opening sequence just creates so many questions that you really want to know the answers to.
Yeah. I just was like, yeah, man. I was just, because my cousin told me you got to see this, and I'm like, I did watch one episode. Well, know what got me hooked on it? Not my cousin's recommendation. I had it in the back of my mind, but I saw a commercial trailer for it that was like 15-second commercial where it just showed. I go, is that the dad from Malcolm in the Middle? And he was like, he had a shaved head with like a black eye and like a goatee, and he was pointing the gun at the screen like a revolver, and I was like, and he was just like, it looked intense, and I was like, whoa, what? That made me want to see it because I'm like, I gotta see this. Malcolm in the Middle dad, and I wish I'd never watched that show, but I
Yeah.
knew who he was. And
Right,
he's playing a hardcore character. I'm like, I gotta see this.
He's a great actor. Because
Yeah,
I would
yeah.
never guess from watching Malcolm in the Middle that he could play a guy like that with that sort of range. So
Yeah, he was in Seinfeld too, an episode of Seinfeld.
I don't remember him from that.
He dated Elaine, I think it was.
Oh,
And then he was in King of Queens. He was in an episode of King of Queens.
no, I
He
never
played
watched
their
it.
neighbor.
Okay.
It was funny because it was like their dog. They were new neighbors, and their dog was always barking nonstop at like 2 in the
All
morning.
right, check it
Mhm.
out.
What?
What you got?
I'm not going to put the crown on the stag because that would be way too just straight Baratheon.
What's Baratheon?
It's from Game of Thrones. Robert
Of
Baratheon.
course. I don't know. I never watched the show.
Yeah. Well,
So
I do my own.
Baratheon.
It's a stag with a crown. That's
Oh, okay.
the Baratheon
That's
coat
their
of arms.
emblem.
Yeah.
Cool.
But I'm gonna do like a bunch of shields with a bunch of different coats of arms. But a lot of them are gonna be,
Altered.
let's just call it inspired by Game of Thrones, but not to the T.
Yeah. Well, you were a cover artist, weren't you, for that?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool. Baratheon.
So now I got shields and warhammers. Woo! Sword.
Baratheon. I like that.
Robert Baratheon, black of hair, blue of eye.
Oh, guess what? Guess which movie I just saw the rest of today?
Nice.
I saw John Huston's The Man Who Would Be King with Sean
Oh.
Connery.
Yeah.
Sean Connery and
That's a great film.
Michael Caine. Michael Caine and Sean Connery.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
What are the characters' names? I can't remember.
Danny and Peachy. Danny and Peachy.
Peachy.
Yeah, Peachy.
Daddy.
I heard a story. I bought what's his name? I bought a biography of Michael Caine, and he talked about the movie. He talked about going to visit John Huston in the hospital. They thought he was dying.
Oh, wow.
And, so he and Sean Connery came walking into down the hall. He see him walking in the door, walking towards him, and he goes, John Huston was like, well, if it isn't Danny and Peachy coming to see me, And they both came together, and I guess Sean Connery, he never really showed too much emotion, like tears or anything. And he said, Michael Caine said he saw tears in Sean Connery's eyes when he saw how bad a shape John Huston was in. And then when they left, John Huston left the hospital and did like a few more movies. And
Wow.
Michael Caine was like, he's like, look, John, next time we visit you in the hospital when you're dying, you better die. I was like,
You
that's
better
funny.
bloody well be dying.
yeah. Yeah, but I'm like, dude, dude, that one movie I was telling you I watched, White Hunter, Black Heart. That
Oh,
was
I remember.
supposed to be about John Huston. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. That's why I watched that because I was like, I read that and I'm like, and I didn't realize he directed the Maltese Falcon too
Yes.
with
Yes,
Humphrey
yes.
Bogart. Oh, did you know that The Man Who Would Be King, John Huston wanted to do that movie 25 years earlier, and he wanted to have Clark Gable and Humphrey Bogart playing Mitchie,
really?
Danny
Oh, really?
and Peachy. Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Yeah, that's cool. Interesting.
Danny and Peachy by Clark Gable and Humphrey Bogart. That would have been crazy. But it was still a great movie.
I'm glad he waited.
Yeah, that would have been cool though. I could see Humphrey Bogart
Amy
being
Lester
like,
says that's a great Sean Connery.
yeah. Now we just need Brian Shear here. We can
All
have
right.
Danny and Peachy
Together again.
Yeah, Danny and Peachy. Yeah, that movie was crazy, man.
Ooh, I can do a nice gray shield with a dire wolf on it.
Is that another clan?
Yeah.
Let's see. Skin color. Bing.
Bryan Cranston was an anime voice actor back in the 90s.
Really? For
Really?
what?
What? I gotta look into that.
Did he do Snarf?
No. I think I know who did that one. That was You know, I'm not sure if it was him, but there's a guy. Man, I
Yeah.
can't remember his name now. He's an actor. He did like almost every major '80s cartoon voice you could think of. He did Slimer from Ghostbusters,
Mm.
and he did Ray from Ghostbusters, Ray's voice, and he did Freddy from Scooby Doo.
Oh, that's sheesh.
You know,
Yeah. Can't remember his name. So someone.
he
in the
actually
chat-
acted in like Disney movies when he was like younger.
Yeah.
Oops.
He was in the computer who wore tennis shoes or sneakers or whatever.
Kurt Russell.
Yeah, he was in that movie, and he was also in a movie with Don Knotts called
Apple Dumpling King.
The Incredible Mr. Limpet.
No, it was one where he was like
That
he
Don
was
Cat.
a newspaper guy, but he was like afraid, always scared. What was it? It was called
Mm,
man, I can't remember. He had to spend the night in this haunted mansion everyone thought was haunted, and then he was supposed to write a news story on it,
okay.
and it was so funny. But
Sounds familiar, but I can't remember the name of the movie.
Yeah.
oh man, Don Knotts, man, we were watching these films that we bought a collection,
Mm-hmm.
and there's this one character in a couple of the films where they would be like, "That a boy, Luther," you know, and then some guy in the background, the same voice, he was like, "That a boy, Daryl," you know, and it was like, "That a boy, Daryl," like sound like some drunk guy, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And we're always just laughing because they're like, this guy did the same voice. There to go, boy. Yeah, I love those old films. The humor, man. Some of it was just like, nowadays people would be throwing a fit. They would cancel Don Knotts, you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. I mean, nowadays Mel Brooks wouldn't be able to make any movies.
They would have
Oh, yeah.
canceled him for freaking Three's Company because he wasn't actually gay.
Was he supposed to?
No,
he was
no.
supposed to be gay.
He was actually against the Ripper's character. Rip was it? What's his name?
Oh, that's right. That's
Yeah.
right. That's right.
Jack Ripper.
Yeah, he was always
I
like.
just remember how he used to dress.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. That was just because of the '70s.
Yeah, that was the '70s style, old man like gigolo style, right?
Oh yeah, exactly.
Dude, my grandpa, he used to wear the '70s style suits, the plaid suits, like
Mhm.
all the way up until 2000s.
Wow.
He was wearing those
Ghost
plaid
Mr.
bright
Chicken.
suits. That's it.
Ghost
That
of
one
Mr.
was
Chicken.
awesome.
Mhm.
I recommend that one. That was fun, man. Yeah, I love Don Knotts. If you want to just laugh, man, his expressions and everything too,
Mhm.
it's so good. Like when he gets cocky, you know, he does this like he kind of like sniffs with one nostril. You know, like yeah. It's hilarious how it's a small town he's in, and he's like bragging about something that's so small. It's like hilarious. I'm like,
Andy
wow,
Griffith.
man. Yeah.
Well, Andy.
Oh man, he's the best.
Yeah.
I
Well,
totally forgot Three's Company.
Yeah. I'm glad he was able to work, till into his old age.
Yeah.
Isn't it funny how Andy Griffith turned out to be like its total
I was-
freaking socialist?
I was shocked.
I was
Right.
too, man.
I mean, when he did that ad for, I guess it was Obama back in 2012 with Ron Howard, I was
Yeah.
like, Andy, you just ruined a lifetime of love for you.
Yeah,
It's
like I could have
this-
gone I could have gone to my grave not knowing
Oh,
that you're
yeah,
a freaking
yeah.
Oh.
Leftist.
Oh, dude, you want to hear something that's also bad? I just found out.
Oh, thanks, Matt. Destroyed more of my childhood. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Well, this is more of adulthood stuff. I was following. I follow Ricky Schroeder on Instagram,
Oh yeah.
and yeah, he's a diehard Patriot Christian guy too. you
Yeah.
know? And he posted up on his story. He posted up supposed alleged pages
Mhm.
from Jeffrey Epstein's book.
Oh,
You know, of clientele book.
right.
Which I don't know how they got hold of that, something like that, but
Mhm.
supposedly it's some leak. But it had Chris Evans' name on it and his phone
Oh.
number.
That wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
I'm not shocked.
That's what I said too when I said that to my brother. Going, I'm not really too surprised.
Yeah.
What shocks me is claiming that Robert Downey Jr. is on there.
Oh, I know. I don't believe that. But if they post the page up, maybe. But I don't believe it, man. Because yeah, from seeing him, yeah, I mean, he's a fan of what was that one?
Chuck Missler.
Chuck Missler, yeah, and he was like mentored too by a Christian minister. But yeah,
Well, I might believe it if it happened like before, you know. During
oh yeah,
his,
when he was on the drug.
yeah, during his drug days. But
Yeah, that
once
makes
he
sense.
got off, I wouldn't buy it. Yeah,
His pre-Iron Man.
yeah,
Yeah, he's probably like, I don't even remember that era.
probably not.
Was I? I remember I was somewhere. I don't know.
He's
where.
all, was I? Yeah, I might have been.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
I kind of blanked out on that whole decade.
Yeah, everything after 1988 is a blank until around 2005.
It's a big blur. Yeah, it's and who else was on there? John Kerry.
John. Oh, that's that doesn't
Yeah.
surprise me at all.
John
I guess it's
Kerry
not
or
really-
Jim Carrey.
No, John Kerry. It was John Kerry and Andrew Cuomo and his wife. Yeah, his wife too. I'm like, oh my gosh. But like I said, hey, it's like I don't know. I'm not saying it's official or legit, but all I'm saying
Yeah.
is it's not hard to believe.
Right. Yeah.
Do you see he was wearing this shirt that was almost sheer, and you could see he had nipple rings piercing
Oh yeah. I
under
remember
his
that.
shirt. I was
Ah.
like, oh my gosh.
Uh,
And being interviewed on TV, you forgot to take him out.
yeah.
He's a freak.
Man.
He's a freak, baby.
Mm-mm-mm.
Like my cousin would say.
America's governor.
Yeah, America's governor. oh, there was this one
I didn't know you were a Cuomo-sexual, Jason.
Cuomo.
Oh no, Mike.
Yeah.
Well, of all the words Mike had to coin,
Yeah.
I didn't coin it.
that's the first I've ever heard of it. So
Really?
yeah.
That's
Yeah, I don't think I've ever heard of it either. Not coming. Mike. Let's see here. Bang, 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 bang. Popcorn. Bless you.
Bless you. Who's that?
Bless
Edie?
you.
Oh,
That was Becky.
Oh, Becky. Okay. Bless you, Becky.
I'm trying to do these color sketches because I want to post more up on my social media, but I don't want to take too much time.
Mm.
So I'm trying to do stuff that's more rough and loose, and it's hard for me because I start getting too tight.
Mhm.
So I'm forcing myself. I got to zoom out and not keep zooming in.
Is that for one of your NFT projects?
No, this is just for putting up online.
Okay, cool.
But I might utilize it for I'm doing customs, and I'm still kind of thinking of what I want to do for my custom. So
Mhm.
this might give me some ideas.
Cool.
But I'm trying to go fast. I've been
Mhm.
looking at some Japanese artists that I follow, and they've
Yeah.
been doing these really fast color sketches.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna start doing fast color sketches too.
Cool.
Fast for me at least.
Well, you're pretty fast, so that must be
Not as fast as I want to be.
fast indeed.
I'm working on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it took him forever to do that NFT project.
Yeah, I guess because I was trying to figure out. I was so paranoid that everything I'm doing is wrong. I'm like, oh, this is not going to be right. It's not going to be right. Finally, it got to the point where I'm like, okay, now I know how this works. And when I did, they ran it through. They did some test runs,
Mhm.
and we only run to a couple of little snags that I just had to go and edit some armor pieces so it would lay better with
Okay.
the other stuff.
Mhm.
But we got it all situated, and they did
Okay.
another test run, and they never called me for any changes. So they said it's all good.
Sweet.
Yeah, I spent like a few hours online with them talking and they were kind of getting like, oh, I don't know, or getting a little stressed. And then I'm like, I'm gonna stick here and make sure they get everything right. So
Right.
they don't feel like worried because those guys are hustling like crazy, man. They're trying to like, get it all going and trying to get like
Mhm.
deals going and
How's the
they-
mint?
the mints they actually I actually have my NFTs now on my wallet, but I don't know how this works. They have to reveal them. Is that
Yeah.
the mint?
No,
So
no,
it's
no.
called-
They're minted. They just haven't been revealed yet.
Okay, that's what they're waiting on now is a reveal. So they're trying to make sure all the bugs are out and make sure everything run through and it's all laying out good. So yeah, they look like they got that going. I got my NFTs though. I may worked out a deal because I remember what Mike did working out deals with his project. So I'm like, I had no money to buy some NFTs and I want to buy them, but I'm like, can I make a deal? So I made a deal.
Mhm.
And I felt good.
They didn't give you any.
Well, I did get some but like my
You
custom.
wanted more?
I wanted a bunch of them because I wanted to have passive income, man.
I want it all.
I blame Mike.
I want it all.
Feel free, blame away.
Yeah, see, but that's the thing. I got my family are like cool, so I'm like telling them like, yeah, I got some passive income coming our way, and I'm like, sweet. So
So it's paying
The
off.
best kind of income.
So it's paying off for you.
staying what?
It's paying off for you.
Oh yeah. Yep. It hasn't paid yet, but like I
Mhm.
said, I'm excited about it because
Yeah,
they
good.
got to still. But they're selling them. We
Awesome.
sold
Yeah,
a
but you got your
good
rate,
amount.
right?
Yeah, but they're not until they're gonna give me my the rest of it. They have to still give me
After
the rest
mint,
of mine.
right?
Yeah. It's after dinner mint. But yeah, they're gonna give me that, and then starting the new project. I don't know when to start that when they finish this one, but then we'll
Mhm.
do another deal.
Yeah, I just wrapped up a project for the Medi Bounty Hunters guys, and they haven't even announced that one yet. So
Oh, really?
yeah,
How long does it take before they usually announce stuff like that? After you do them?
I don't know. I mean, they already announced Meta Bounty Huntresses. I don't
Yeah.
know if they've shown any of it. I think I've shown more than they probably.
Yeah,
But I know they've been announcing it. So
Okay. Cool.
but the other one they haven't. I know they haven't announced yet. That was a work for hire. Like one of the companies came to them and,
Mm.
like I did with the Lions Not Sheep. They had another one like that. So
Oh yeah, those guys.
yeah.
Is it those? No, was that the one where the T-shirt guys with the
Uh,
lions and guns?
The Lions Not. Yeah. They have.
Cool.
yeah. That's the one.
They're an apparel company, right? Or they sell like tactical gear or something too?
I don't know if you call it that.
Okay. Yeah, I follow one, not them, but another group where they sell tactical gear and like stuff like that, like apparel and everything. And I
Mhm.
buy stuff from them too.
This one's sort of a what do you call it? A supplement company.
Oh, okay. That's good. Supplements are good.
Yeah.
Do you get any deals? Supplement?
I think he's gonna send me some stuff.
Cool.
So I had a meeting.
HGH.
I had a meeting with the founder like a couple of weeks ago. And he's like, send me your address. Okay,
Cool.
hook me up, bro.
Send me the good stuff.
Yep. In a couple of months, Mike will be jacked.
Yeah.
Well, that would probably require working out. Not sure I'm that into it.
Man, I've been getting back into my exercise program, and I gotta say, man, if you're into protein powders, I would suggest getting the one by Tony Horton. He's the one that did that P90X.
Oh, okay.
He's doing what's it called? My mind blanked out. But anyway, it's like something life. But I've been buying this protein powder. Man, it works. It's like, I mean, I was just like, because it's supposed to increase your muscle strength,
Right.
and also density. But it works, man. Because I used it. I've been using it, and my legs were getting kind of weak from just sitting a lot, right?
Uh-huh.
So I started doing some exercises for my legs, and I used that protein powder. And man, I'm not even joking. When I just get up from sitting on the ground, it's like easy, man. I'm like, I just get up like shoot right up. I'm like, man, this is crazy. It actually works for me, and I can notice difference. Like my biceps are growing.
Oh, dang.
So, but no, it's funny. I'm naturally a thin guy, so it's good for me because for me, I don't get jacked. Like people can like put on muscle like really easy.
Right.
And it's like I remember I was eating like a pig in high school trying to gain muscle, and I couldn't do it. I'd be like, I had like 13-inch arms, and that was the biggest I could get. I weighed like a $135, and I'm like, no matter how hard I worked and how much I ate, I couldn't gain weight. And people would be like, "You need to eat some. You're getting skinny." And I'm like, I just get so mad.
eating.
I know. I was get so mad because I'm like, I'm working out like crazy and trying to
Yeah.
get in shape, and I'm like, "Shit, I still look like a skinny kid."
Yeah. Well, wait till you hit around 45. It'll start piling on.
Yeah, it happened earlier than that because I was like, I gained like when I was eating dollar store food because I'm like, this is cheap, and I'm like,
Oh
make it, and all of
no.
a sudden I like gained like 15 pounds. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
crud.
Yeah.
And that's hard to do because fat doesn't weigh as much as muscle.
Yeah, well, it's funny is I got thick. I got
Mhm.
like I wasn't skinny anymore, but
Mhm.
but then I started trying to eat healthier. I started feeling like really lousy. That's when I started doing the P90X stuff, and
Ah.
man, I got a lot better shape where I just felt like I didn't
Yeah.
look like some muscle bound guy. I just felt athletic. You know what I mean? I felt
Right.
like I could run and not be out of breath, and I just felt really good.
Yeah.
And
Lighter.
then, dude, when I first started those exercises, I was like dying every time I was doing them. I'm like, ugh. And I was like, we were all like yelling at the guy in the video. He's like, all right, you guys doing good? I'm like, screw you. We're yelling at the screen. He's like, come on, you can do it. Like, shut up. You don't know nothing, Tony. And then like this one lady was always like doing like the weight exercises, and he goes, look how good she does the form. I'm like, she's got no weights. Her weights are like 5-pound weights in her hand.
Mhm. Yeah.
But it actually works. It just
You just have to put
Yeah,
in the time.
that's one thing I gotta say. I'm not a big. I used to exercise like crazy in high school because I was into like
Mhm.
action movies and seeing the action heroes, and I was like, yeah, man, I'm
Right.
get shape.
Yeah.
Then I got a little older out of high school. I'm like, I don't care if I get buff or anything. And I tried, and then I'm like, you know what? I stopped exercising, and I'm like, I gotta do it or I'm gonna die.
Yeah.
It stopped being like about like looks and about like just not dying.
Mhm.
Like I want
That
to
is
live.
important. The not
Yeah.
dying thing. Yeah.
Not dying is important.
Yeah. At this point, exercise is more about just being able to carry groceries without passing
Yeah.
out.
Oh
So,
man, yeah.
Jeez, dude. How old are you?
Who, me? Old enough.
myself. There's a crazy lady.
Oh, okay. All right.
Is that your wife?
Yeah. No, they
Poor
heard
Meg.
you.
Oh,
It's like I go, it's like I'm hungry, and I go, can you pick something up? She's like, I'm not going up there. It's a crazy.
Crazy neighbor.
I'm scared.
I thought it was one of Mike's kids at first. It's like, who is that?
She's a monster.
No, she's got the wild eyes. No,
She
just
does.
can you make something here?
No.
Hey, we got
What?
that keto bread.
No.
Oh, man.
Eh.
What should we do?
I'm
What were you
not-
thinking of?
I want
We
to
need to
draw
be
a comic.
survivors.
I
We
want to
gotta go out there. Gotta go out in the wild.
Yeah.
There's a.
Uh-oh. The neighbor got them.
Oh,
Maybe I'll walk her to the car so
No.
she can get some.
God,
What?
no.
I'll walk you to the car.
It's not even worth it. I'll just go hungry.
Oh,
just-
man.
Poor Becky.
Aw.
I'll just go through the Great Depression. That's fine.
No,
Yes.
I'm hungry. That's the sacrifice you got to make.
Help me.
Just use those survival tactics I showed you.
Which ones?
You know, you just run.
Oh, that one. Oh, man.
Cardio.
I know, and coming back with the food, I'm afraid I'm gonna drop it.
No, you won't. I'll
What the
walk
hell?
you.
Where is this gap? Oh.
I'll walk you.
You will? Is that a promise?
Yeah.
He'll walk you to the door.
Yeah, I'll walk you. And I'm like, and then she's walking. And she was like, "Okay, thanks for walking." And she turns around, I'm not there. It's like,
Why you guys are so mean?
the door shuts.
oh.
Ah!
I'm like, get running, run.
That's the fun of marriage.
Yeah.
No.
You get
Running
to tease
from
her.
the crazy people.
You get to tease her as much as you want, but she has to go to a judge in order to break up with you.
My
Oh,
wife's paranoid like that
Amy.
too.
Oh, Amy says order pizza.
Ooh, well, that's a
Ooh.
great idea, but
We can really dodge the crazy lady outside if we do that.
you hear
There
the
you go.
pizza guy getting attacked outside.
She'll
Except
probably attack the pizza dude.
the funny thing
Yeah.
will be is that you hear the knock at the door and it's your neighbor with the pizza.
Oh no.
Oh no!
She's
And the
wearing-
delivery dude's dead. at her
Please,
feet.
Yeah.
please don't say that.
She's in the delivery dude's head.
Oh my gosh. Ew.
It's like that's a movie right there, Mike.
Oh, that's
Perfect.
horrendous.
Copyright.
Got a
kids.
bad vision in my head now.
I know.
That's a copy. It's called a movie called The Neighbor.
Dude. Yeah.
Pizza time.
Pizza time.
Pizza!
Ding dong.
Woo!
So okay,
Yeah.
want to do that?
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. Good. Thanks for the suggestion, Amy.
Thank you, Amy. You're the best.
Thank you.
Funny.
Yeah, Pablo, that's me making voices.
Mm. I want to see an anime with Chibi Matt and Chibi Becky.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to make a short animation.
Righto.
Yeah.
I'll be the straight guy, like like Abbott Costello. Remember, did you ever see that Looney Tunes one where it was the cat versions of those guys? Remember
Where
I
the
can't
what?
hear you.
the cat versions of Abbott Costello and the
Oh yeah.
Oh, right. Yes, I remember that. That was clever.
Remember? Where he's like, hey, he's like, get up there, get up, and he goes, they're trying to get Tweety the bird,
Mm-hmm.
and then he's like, he climbs up the tree, and he's like, all right, he's down yelling up at him. He's like, okay, now give me the bird, and he's like, if this wasn't a children's cartoon, I'd give him the bird, all right.
So good.
Oh,
Yeah,
seriously.
That was funny. That was what, the 40s?
Yeah. Maybe 50s. Yeah, 40s, 50s.
Yeah, that went over my head.
Children's cartoon.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'd give him the bird, all right.
Oh, dang. Now cartoons, I wouldn't even let my kids watch them. Modern cartoons.
Yeah, it's
But you would let him watch Tranny Bugs Bunny, wouldn't you?
Watch what? Bugs Bunny?
Tranny Bugs Bunny.
tranny. What?
Yes, I would. I would.
Well,
Yeah, when you dress up like a girl,
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, because he wasn't serious. But in modern cartoons, he would be serious.
I think they all dressed up, didn't they? Like Daffy.
Yeah, sure they did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because
Daffy
it was,
Duck.
Because it was a joke.
there's obviously
Yeah.
a joke. Right, exactly.
What about Daffy Duck?
Because
And, Porky
men
Pig.
dressing up like women is inherently ridiculous.
Mhm.
Yeah. So it would always make it'd be a funny, lighthearted. It'd be like one of those jokes where they try to sneak by some brute, right?
Mhm. Right.
It's like a woman.
Yeah.
I think the worst one was Kurt Russell in that Tango and Cash.
Oh.
Remember, he was like trying to sneak out of the club and he dressed up like a
yeah.
woman.
Mhm.
That was like, oh no, that would not pass. In any level. You know, like come on, no one would believe that. Kurt Russell with that big jaw, that shadow, you know.
I've seen worse.
Out here, I believe it.
You live in California, so.
How far are you from Hillcrest?
Gotta get the pizza. Get the pizza from
Matt.
Matt Handy.
Yeah, get that pizza.
Matt,
can
how
hear
far do you
Becky.
live from Hillcrest?
The what?
How far away do you live from Hillcrest?
Oh,
Where do we live away from
they probably
Domino's?
live like we probably live about, we're a little farther from it now, where I'm at. I'm more a
1,000
little,
miles away from nowhere.
but not too far. Maybe like 10 minutes. Bye. Oh,
Is she okay?
I was gonna ask the same question. I was like,
She's excited about the pizza.
I know, I could tell.
Sorry.
That was like a great idea where you don't have to go outside. You just
I love you, Amy. You're my girl.
It's like listening to my niece.
You were looking out for me, so I don't die out in the street.
Oh.
Oh, that's funny. Did Matt die? Did he mute himself? What happened?
Comics Bear says so soon after Pride Month. Pride Month is the sin.
that was one of your. That's probably one of your best tweets. And then you were forced to take it down.
It's a tweet that will live in infamy.
Yes.
Babe.
yeah,
Whoa.
I know because like what they. That's kind of like what got started a lot of the heat.
Oh yeah, that was the beginning of the end.
Look at this. Look at this. Choose any two or more.
It was a catalyst. It was the
Catalyst.
the dividing line.
Hmm.
The wheat and the chaff were quickly divided.
Hmm.
And then you discovered how much more chaff there is.
Hmm.
Hey, it's my birthday on Friday.
Oh, it is?
Oh, happy
Happy early
birthday!
birthday.
Are you gonna be a half century old?
Oh.
More than that.
Ooh, a half century plus one.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh, really?
Tell
Mhm.
Mike some happy birthday.
Congratulations, Mike.
Yeah.
It's not really
Oh.
something to be congratulated
Take him out
for.
for a ride.
Here it is.
All I did was survive from the last birthday.
Congratulations. Well done.
That's a
Mike.
lot considering where
Well
what time
done.
we're living.
Well done, young.
I am
squire.
still a pureblood at 51. So
Oh,
Yeah, see?
As am I.
very nice.
That's
Very
right.
nice.
Yes.
It's nice that did you see that Politico is starting to change the narrative on
Of course they are.
the jabby jab
Of
and
course they are.
blaming Donald Trump?
What? Are you
Yeah.
kidding me?
Saw the
Because
orange.
now
Man's
they're trying to
fault.
blame him that he rushed it out too quickly. It's like,
Hmm. Didn't they all take it?
interesting. Yeah, they all took it. They all took it. They all tried to get us all to take it.
Mm-hmm.
And now they want to blame our
yes.
fearless leader.
Well, they said that. But was it all those politicians were saying they wouldn't take it because Donald Trump said they should?
That's right.
And they didn't
Mhm.
until after they.
That's right.
Right.
And then they tried to force everybody
else too.
else to take it.
Yeah.
And now
Mm-hmm.
they see sudden adult death syndrome being a thing,
Mm.
and all these
All-
people having all these issues, and suddenly, they can't deny it anymore, so they're going to
Mhm.
start trying to blame Donald Trump for it all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He made us do it. He made us
Mhm.
make you do it.
He wasn't president anymore, but still.
It's crazy, man. What's the stuff going on too? I won't get into it. Trust me, because I don't want you to.
Yeah,
get
because
in
my
trouble.
channel will get struck.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, in general terms, we'll
Destroy
use
your own
code.
channel, Matt.
Yeah, we'll use code general terms.
Oh yes.
It's just crazy, man.
Yeah.
It's the craziest fan fiction, and it's not. It's like really happening, but it's like insane.
It's madness.
Yeah,
George
it's like
Orwell tried to warn us. We didn't listen.
yeah,
That is
man.
correct.
I try to warn people. I'm telling them, man.
Orwell, Huxley, there's a whole slew. Ayn Rand.
And Rand, I was gonna say. Yep.
Matt Carson.
He's right up there.
No, I was trying to tell people, man. I'm like, dude, and they're like, no, and then it's like, here we are living in the crazy world, crazy time, crazy train. Like I told you.
You want chicken?
No thanks.
Bacon?
Ooh,
Sure.
bacon. Yes. Always say yes to bacon, Matt.
Bacon's good. I'm an American.
Matt's- I was gonna say if Matt said no, that would be proof that he is in fact not American.
That would also prove it's not really Matt. It's an imposter.
It's
The
true.
teacher says, or do what Doug's doing and enlist your kids. At least I think that is his kid. Enlist? My kids, when you're in the army or when you're in the military, you give up your right to bodily autonomy.
Yes, that is true.
So they will jab you with whatever the hell they want.
Yeah, or punish you for not taking it.
Hell, they've experimented on soldiers.
Sure.
Oh yeah. Just ask Steve Rogers.
Yeah.
Womp womp.
Wah, wah, wah.
Hey, Jason, do you come from slave stock?
Yes, I do.
What?
Yes.
You do?
Yep.
You can trace back?
Yeah. It was Robert Purdy escaped from slavery back in 1854 in Louisiana, and then he made it up to Westchester County, New York.
Westchester. Very nice.
And my
I
family's been there.
discovered it. I don't know if you saw it. The first freed slaves was on July 4th, 1799. I just thought that was so cool that it was on July 4th.
Oh, that's interesting.
Right?
Yeah. Very, very cool.
Independence Day.
Yes.
See what they did there?
I noticed the connection. Yeah, actually, they have a slave cemetery up in Westchester County. And my mom's side of the family has lived there ever since, and so every year they have a ceremony there. My mom goes. It's pretty cool.
Did they allow Irish slaves in the cemetery, or was it exclusive?
No, only real slaves.
Actually, there's a lot of mixed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they actually made the mixing illegal because African slaves were more valuable than Irish slaves.
Mm-hmm. Darker the berry, sweeter the juice.
Wait, what?
I was like, what? First, like, took me a second to go, like, what? Like, oh, yeah, I heard that one. I heard that one from my other African American brothers. It's funny, is like growing up as a kid, is like I never really I never was like one of those people who like I grew up around so many different people that to me it was just like I was pretty much upfront about everything. I never even crossed my mind about the differences of when we were kids, but I would ask questions.
You're pretty young though. I mean, you're when were you born? 1980.
Let me remember here.
So I mean, by that time, so long ago. I mean, by that time, it wasn't really an issue for kids. I mean, even when I was growing up, there was never any issues between, kids of different races because it just by that time the civil rights era had kind of passed, and we all just sort of hung out. So.
Because there's a coupon that adds 2%.
Yeah, racism was like such a non-issue. I mean, I'm in California, so you might have to take it with that grain of salt. I know it's a lot laxer here, or a lot less of an issue here, but it's never been an issue, and it wasn't until freaking Obama.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, what's funny though is like I noticed living out here, it seems more segregated out in California than where I've lived. Meaning like people from whatever nationality they're part of stay in groups, like in different parts of the city or town.
Oh yeah, but that's always sort of been the case.
But not from where I was. It's like there's always mixed people. Like in Detroit, it's like sure. I mean down certain areas is mostly black, but it's like mixed. Where I live, there's always mixed people. I don't know. That's about how I grew up, used to that stuff.
Yeah.
Dude, you should check out freaking Portland. It's hilarious. They keep all the Mexicans in Hillsboro. They keep the blacks up in the northeast, and like 90s. Well, when I lived there, it was like 96% of the population was white.
Oh,
really?
Yeah, and so they have all this white liberal guilt, and that's why they're like such a horrific place to.
Oh man, there's one guy I was listening to. I don't listen to him. I haven't listened to him in a long time, but someone showed me he he's a black commentator, and
Mhm.
he on YouTube, and he was just like making these videos that were just so wrong but funny.
Mhm.
And his whole thing was basically saying what was wrong with. He said like the people, the young people today, like he would call them, because he grew up in like a single mom house, you know.
Yeah.
But his mom, he said, was just not a good example at all, you know.
Mhm.
And he was saying how he would basically watch these videos of people getting in fights and stuff in the ghetto, and he would basically break down what the problem was, you know. And he'd always be like,
Mhm.
"It's these women, man," you know.
Mhm.
And then he called them BT 2000.
BT?
He said Black Terminator. That's what he was saying. He was calling the
don't-
women that. He was calling the
Ter-
women that.
Black
Terminator?
Terminators?
Yeah, because
Why?
he said they can't be reasoned with, they can't be bargained
Oh.
with. Because they will not stop until you are dead. Because like, they would get into fights, right?
Oh,
And so he
stop.
would call the old ones BT 100s and
Oh,
the young
no.
girls BT 2000s.
Wow.
It can't be reasoned with, can't be bargained. And
That's
he would
hilarious.
get death threats, right?
Really?
From, yeah, from black community.
Oh,
But then he also
wow.
had tons of fans,
Yeah.
and he had to move to a different neighborhood, and he's getting death threats and everything. But
Wow.
he, oh
Doesn't
man, he
feel
was.
pity or remorse, and it absolutely will not stop until
Yeah.
you are dead.
That's what he would say. That's what he said. He would play that, and then he would sing like these. He would sing like almost like the old spirituals, like, but just
Right,
like
yeah.
he would do it like in a way it's like ripping on the person in the video.
Stop.
And oh, he was so funny. But like I
Uh-huh.
said, I couldn't share it with anybody because it's like,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, he's a black guy, so the things he was saying, I mean, he could get away with it. But yeah, I
Right.
was just like,
Yeah.
I was just like, oh my gosh. And I'm like, but some of the things he said was so funny.
Uh-huh.
So funny because he's like, he would show videos of people just like
Mm.
beating people, like the
Yeah.
whole neighborhood, the entire neighborhood, hundreds of people just in a giant brawl, like in that whole neighborhood.
Terrible.
And he's like,
Sheesh.
he goes, this is why we can't have nice things, you know?
Mhm.
And he's like, but he said he moved to a mostly white neighborhood and he
Mhm.
was making pretty good money. And
Mhm.
he said he put his trash out. He thought it was on trash day. He put the trash out on his front outside of his gate. And
Mhm.
he said he came back home and all of his trash cans with the trash was all put back inside his gate.
Mhm.
And he got mad. He thought, man, these people are trying to mess with me, you know?
Mhm.
And he was like, man, getting all heated because he's like, these people, like, he thought they're showing disrespect. And what it was is because it's all white neighborhood. He said the neighbor came up and goes, oh, hey, you're new. So I just want you to get fined. They fined you like $200 or $300 if you have it out the day before
Oh.
or something like that.
Ah,
So he said
okay.
this guy took it out of his time to
Yeah,
save
to
me
help
from
him.
getting fined. And
Yeah.
I was like, I never happened in my old neighborhood. He was like,
Mhm.
you know,
Yeah.
I get treated so much better out here. And he's like, but no,
Yeah.
like I said, his name was Tommy Sotomayor.
Oh, okay. Sonia's brother.
Who? Oh, I see what you're talking about. Yeah. No, it's funny because it's like I listened to him a little bit, but he's not a Christian, so
Mhm.
you know I don't agree with all his point of view on everything, obviously.
Right. Yeah. They could-
But some
yeah.
of the stuff he said was like right on the money because he was saying, you know, he said his mom would, you know, be a problem because he would do things. She would be like,
Mhm.
she's a middle aged lady, but acting like she's a teenager or something. You
No.
know?
Yeah.
And he was just like, I was like, Mom, and he goes, even to this day, she would do stuff like, you know, it's like, loan me $100 or give me $200. He's like, what? Why? And he's like,
Sheesh.
just give me $100, you know? And he's like, yeah, he's just like, man, he said, I love my mom, but man, she's like,
Yeah.
you gotta be careful. And
Yeah. That's a
And,
shame.
but he is just, oh man, I was crying, laughing so much on his stuff. But and he would never, yeah, he just said, yeah, I said, man, he said Ice-T, was it Ice-T? They said, how come you moved out of the neighborhood, man? You don't give back to the community by living, you know. He said,
Mhm.
I tried to, man. He said, but you seem like you like my crap too much. He said, everybody was stealing from me like crazy. You know, I was like, I tried to live in there, but everyone's stealing everything from me.
Yeah.
And,
Too many guys who became famous or rich have tried to move back to the ghetto where they grew up.
yeah.
And quickly realized that was a mistake.
Oh yeah.
Dude.
Dude.
Yeah.
Because I could say, man, I used to live in the ghetto, so I know how
Mhm.
it is. I
Mhm.
mean, I like truly, like, it was like, yeah, I mean, it was the ghetto. Even the police were like, whoa, you live there?
Yeah.
Like one guy was looking at one police officer looked at my license, And he was like, whoa.
Mhm.
And I was like, yeah. I didn't even know it was that bad, really, because I just got used to it. I said, I don't hear gunshots once in a while. But
Yeah.
but the movie we watched that was hilarious. You ever see that movie Lottery Ticket?
No, I never
You
heard
ever
of
seen
it.
that one? It has
Yeah.
what's that one rapper, that young kid, Little Bow Wow?
Oh gosh, what about him?
He's in that movie. He stars in the movie,
Oh no.
and it is actually hilarious. Though, man,
Really?
Ice-T's in it, and it's
Okay.
got like every major. It has all these different actors, but it is hilarious, man. Because he basically, this kid, he wins the lotto, and he's a
Right.
winning lottery ticket, but he can't go to claim it because it's the weekend. So he's got to survive the weekend with a lottery ticket. But his grandma, he lives with his grandma, wants to tell everybody, right?
Oh, he told his grandmother?
Well, his grandmother, yeah, is because he lives with his grandma, and his grandma's like, "Oh, like I gotta make some calls." He's like, "No, what are you doing?" He's like, "Don't call anybody. They'll freaking kill us." Because he's living in the ghetto, right?
Right. Yeah.
And so, like, the whole movie is about him trying to survive.
Sheesh.
And it's on Tubi if anyone wants to watch it for free. It's
Wow.
Hey,
hilarious.
let me have a minute to explain what's going on here to DJ Peterson again.
Okay.
He's new. He hasn't been here, so I'm
DJ.
doing an NFT collection that's basically going to be a class for D&D. Like this will be like a fighter or I don't know, not a ranger, probably a fighter. And so I'm going to do like 10,000 different generative NFTs, sell them for really cheap, like $25 each, so that it's really targeted for normies who would like to have an original Mike Miller, Game of Thrones artist, do their D&D character avatar. So like that was always a thing. Is like when I was a kid playing D&D, everybody always wanted me to draw their stinking characters. But now it's like if I can do these generative, and like anyone can get a Mike Miller, avatar for their D&D character for $25, and and aftermarket whatever it ends up going for. But so yeah, I'm doing this, and I'm gonna do one for each class in D&D and RPG. So hopefully it becomes a whole thing. And then if down the line I have enough money stocked up that I could afford to like develop my own like online RPG system where you could play these characters, then that would be like a really cool sort of bonus thing. So people could play D&D, but like instead of you could play it. It wouldn't necessarily have to be D&D because I'm sure there's issues with that. But if I could do like my Dragons of Pangea game, and like you could use these characters to play. So DJ says, seriously, I wish my friend had some crypto. He'd love a custom D&D character by the man himself. Well, see, here's the thing. You can buy, you don't even need crypto. You can buy using a credit card on OpenSea now. So if you go to OpenSea, if these are on OpenSea like after mint, then you can go shopping and just buy whatever one you like that you can afford. So, and like I said, it'll have all these different, like this one, I can take this black hair off and it'll have this cool gray and brown beard, sort of a whatever. And then I'll do like all these different weapons. So I could take his shield off and just cycle through all the different outfits, all the different weapons, belts, sword belts, sashes. Maybe I'll do some cloaks. I don't know. I might do a branch off where I do have him in like chainmail and then armor, and then I really just want it to like look like freaking epic. Like it's really like every single one is just a full-on illustration that people can get into. So that's what I'm working on.
Cool.
And it's like normies. I showed this to a couple of normies. And I'm like, did you ever play D&D? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, I told them what it was, and they're like, I would totally buy that right now.
Oh, that's cool.
And so that's what I'm targeting, right? That's what I want. I was like, I want normies to be able to. That's the utility. This is the utility. If there's further utility down the road, then that's all bonus. But right now the utility is you get a unique avatar character for your game
Hmm.
for peanuts, $25.
Cool.
So there it is. There it
Nice.
be. He says, yeah, that's a pretty big market you have. That yeah, so it's tentatively called Game of Tokens.
That's cool.
So Night
Game
of
of
Living
Tokens.
Normies.
Now is that tokens TOLKIEN?
Oh, hey now, Game of Tokens. That's not a bad idea, but I probably shouldn't because that's
Yes.
probably stepping on some toes.
Yeah, it's a
It
big
might be.
toes.
It might be.
Yeah, but so here's my different shields I've got done so far. I've got a red dragon on black, gold dragon on blue,
Nice.
gold dragon on black,
Mm-hmm.
black dragon on red,
Yeah. What is that?
sort of a black wolf head on a gray field. I don't know what that could possibly be. And then a stag on an orange field.
Mm.
Then I can swap that out with the Warhammer
Mm.
and the black hair. And I'm not going to say it's a Baratheon because clearly I hold no copyright on Baratheons. But it does kind of resemble one.
Yeah.
So anyways, that's what I'm up to. Let's go back and see what Matt Carson's up to.
I'm rendering. Let's see.
Nice.
Where's the brush? Where's the brush tool? Yeah, I'm learning. I was gonna say about the Clip Studio. I heard through the grapevine that they're gonna be starting to charge like a monthly thing.
Don't lie.
Yeah.
No lie.
Yeah.
Ooh.
But here's the thing. That's not till
Unicorn,
2023,
yes.
right?
Yes, Unicorn next.
So if you have a current version, is that or will you have to pay the monthly fee, or
No.
is it if you buy a new version in 2023?
That's what I was thinking. I think it's the new version.
Okay.
Like you have to buy it, kind of like when they had the CS, right?
Right.
The CS
hate that.
Photoshops.
I
But
hate
yeah,
that.
I'm thinking I'm going to upgrade. I don't know how it works, but I'm thinking I want to upgrade to everything I can upgrade before they start doing that, so that I can
Yeah.
have it and I don't have to buy it.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
pay it monthly. So I'm going to get the highest upgrade I can get.
Yeah. I will do that as well because that's ridiculous. That's why I refuse to update my Photoshop. I think I have Photoshop CS6, and I will stick with that until my bones turn to dust because I refuse to pay a monthly, rental fee to use a computer art program.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
I
man.
hear you. Although I do that myself.
Well, I hear because people were just like the younger crowd who were just starting to use it were like just getting it for free, downloading it from people or torrent sites or something. So they're like, we're not making money. We got to start doing.
Yeah.
It's always these people who ruin it, man. It's not even expensive. They didn't have to steal it. You know what I mean?
Well, it was $600 some odd, so it's.
Well, I mean, Clip Studio, man.
Oh, Clip Studio, yeah, I know. It's like, what was it?
That was cheap compared to
$50. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. It's like they didn't have to steal it. Come on, or borrow it, or whatever they want to say.
I think it was more that they saw how successfully it worked with Adobe. They just sort of want to jump on the bandwagon, and
Probably like,
Yeah.
hey, some money, extra money.
yeah, Adobe's able to bilk people for
The only reason I came to Clip Studio is because I didn't want to use Photoshop anymore because of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I used to use Photoshop. You know what's funny? I only used Photoshop 7. Like when they had CS versions, I only had 7 the whole time. I never bought any of the upgrades ever.
Okay.
My brother used Photoshop 5
Mm-hmm.
for years.
Yeah, the older versions are fine. I mean,
Yeah.
you don't need all the new fancy bells and whistles.
Yeah.
As long as it does
As
what
my
it
dad
wants.
would have called it.
Yep. Or as Eden's dad would call him. It's funny is like I look at growing up,
Mhm.
like all the old school guys,
Yeah.
who would say stuff, and then now I'm like, now the guys who were the young guys back then are the old school guys. So I'm like, what kind of sayings are we gonna have that young people can look back and remember? You know, where they could be like, "Whoa, man, I remember." So like, my friends' kids, my brother was talking to them,
Mhm.
and like, he's like, "It's great, man." He's like, "I can come up with all these cool old lines that I heard, you know, and to them it's all new, so they're like, it's all new material." It's like, that's hilarious. And he's like, "Oh, cool."
Yeah, like groovy
Yeah.
or
Or he's
radical.
like, it's funny because my brother is like, he's like laying down like you know, all the stuff that's popular now and they're trying to indoctrinate kids with. My brother's like, that's a bunch of garbage. And they're like, what?
Mhm.
And he just comes right out and tells them, that's garbage. Don't believe that. And he tells them all the stuff. So they're like, they're listening to him though, because like, this guy's different than our parents. He's just telling us stuff.
Yeah,
And he's
That's
hilarious.
good.
Like, yeah, because he's like, I'm just gonna give it to you straight. I'm telling you, this is
Yeah.
baloney. Don't listen to this. And he's
Yeah.
like, what?
It's
And
like a
they're
modern
like,
day.
yeah,
It's like a modern day Clint Eastwood.
yeah, yeah. He's like, don't listen to this baloney. It's gonna mess you up. And you're like, what? He's like, yeah. And then I'm like, that's awesome. I talked to him on the phone for like 2 hours. I'm like, cool.
Oh.
And then he talked to the mom, and she's getting all mad. But he's like, I don't care. But it's funny, they keep talking to him because they're like, they just like, they know that he cares, and they know that
Yeah.
even if they don't agree, they're like, he's just gonna tell us what he's thinking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's crazy old Mr. Costin sitting on his porch.
Yeah. It's funny is I used to be like, I'm like, I look forward to those days, man. I'm
I
like,
know,
wow.
me too. You can get away with so much when you're old. As those
Yeah,
things, he's old. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, my dad, he gets away with so much, man. He'll say stuff in public. And I'm like,
Yeah.
Dad. And then they're just like, okay. And I'm like, if I would have said that, they wouldn't all over me. But he said it, and they're like afraid to say anything.
Of course.
I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, that is power, baby.
Exactly. You don't know. Oh, I don't because people know they don't. You shouldn't mess with old people because you don't know what they're gonna do.
Yeah.
You don't know what they've been through. They don't know what skills they've acquired over the past 90 years that they may just might just whip out. You don't know if they're gonna have a flashback or something and think they're back in, back in Nam. So it's like okay, that's fine, Mr. Constant. Okay, whatever you say.
You're like, I've seen Breaking Bad when I was younger. That guy looked harmless. Looked like a school teacher, and then no, it's I'm definitely excited about it because at first I'm like, I don't want to get, be known as the old guy, but now
you
I'm
don't
like,
want to.
there's benefits.
Yeah, you don't want to get old, but
you want to be old.
You want to be old, yeah, because you just don't care anymore.
Yeah, that's great.
So you don't worry about being canceled. If you accidentally hit the gas instead of the brake, they let you off. So
there's a Twitter I ran across where there's this old guy in Canada, and he sounds like he's Irish or French, and he's got this accent, and he's this older dude, but he's like buff, and he's like working with like giant timber wood, and he's got this like he's
I saw that.
Yeah, you see that? He's like, it's a bunch of old crap. He's like just like raking off the bark on this big tree. He's got his shirt off. He's all
he's got a like this weird like handheld lathe, or not lathe,
like a plane.
A planer, yeah.
He's just shaving it off, and he's just like flipping the log with his like bare hands. Like he's got this. He's all sweaty, and he's like, "I'm just much as a reply to so and so," and he's like, "He's full of crap," and he's like, and he's just like, "Oh man, that is awesome." Oh, there was a tweet too. I don't know if you've seen this one, Mike. There's this guy. I don't know if you put it up or someone. He said, "This old dude is like off the chart, man. He's just like." He's cracking me up he went to the gym or something. He's like, he was telling me things that just matter of factly all these things that were just making me laugh. And then at the end, when you were leaving, he goes, "Hey, don't talk to me in the parking lot." He's like a 77-year-old guy. Don't talk to me in the parking lot. He's like, my wife thinks I'm deaf for the past 5 years. So she's picking me up.
Oh no. That's great.
He's like, I was dying. This guy's hilarious.
Yeah, I don't remember who posted that. That was funny.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, oh man.
Yeah.
No, my grandpa, man. Yeah, he would be giving us some good one-liners. But he was just like, you know why? He would like we watch the news and then he would pause it and be like, you know why they said this, right? And I'm like, no, Grandpa, why? And he's like, and then he would just tell us something. He's like, because they're full of crap. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's an easy assessment right there.
That's funny.
And then he's like, look at this reporter. Looks like she smells something, like her nose. And I'm like, what? She smells something bad. She stepped in something. I'm like, what? Yeah, Grandpa, man, I miss him.
That's cool.
I will take the mantle he left behind and
Yes.
try to do that to young people. When I see him when I get older, I'm gonna be like, you know, my day we call that being lazy.
Yeah, who was it? Amy? Oh no, it's not sharing anymore.
What? What happened?
My reflector is not sharing anymore.
Oh no!
Oh man. What happened? Hold on. No connected device. I didn't turn it off. What the heck?
What were you trying to share?
heck? Oh, unicorn.
Oh.
You did a unicorn?
Yeah,
What? Oh, you did one for
the shield.
oh, okay. Is there an actual unicorn shield in the
Or is it a rhino? What is it?
It's a unicorn. There we go. Share. Share screen.
Oh, that's nice.
There.
Cool.
Ooh, unicorn.
That's nice.
It's a unicorn.
Hey, that's what the guy reminded me of, Mike. He reminded me a little bit of like Willie from The Simpsons. Remember?
Willie.
Remember?
Willie.
You know old Willie? Yeah, it's like, it's his Willie's time. Don't come knocking on my
Alright, I
door
don't
this
think he
time.
needs a hammer though. Unicorn, what do you think? Double Morning
Hammer?
Star or bronze mace? Maybe a sword. Maybe one scimitar. Unicorn needs a scimitar.
They seem to conflict. A scimitar and a unicorn. Scimitar's a little too masculine.
Comics Bear posting up the unicorns. I could give him a different background color. Let's see. Why isn't that changing? Oh, there we go. There we go.
That's nice.
It's Unicorn Man from the land of the unicornus. The scimitar looks like a horsetail. All right. I'll take it. Alpha Proto says, that doesn't look like a unicorn. And he posts a rhino. I know. Maybe I'll do a rhino.
That would be hilarious.
DJ said, okay, to be fair, I'd have conflicting feelings if I saw a man with a purple unicorn shield and a double mace. Yeah, I don't know. I think the double maces might be the way to go on the unicorn shield. You never know. Is it the purple? Should
Yeah.
I change the purple?
Yeah.
What color should it be?
Try red.
A
Oh, silver's
gray.
nice. I like that. I like
A
that. That looks good.
gray?
Yeah.
More of a blue?
That's good too.
Maybe a hot pink?
No.
Hey, someone would be into it.
Someone would.
Hot pink unicorn and his dangly balls.
What?
Boy. Oh boy.
Not pink.
You gonna have any furry variations on here?
No.
So someone might be interested, Mike.
No. Teal. I could do a teal mermaid.
Oof.
What green? No, dark green.
Yeah. Yeah. Hunter green. Yeah. That'd work. Yeah.
Yeah. Amy says, "Yay, pink!"
There you go. You got a sale.
All right. I think I'm gonna wrap it up. Thank you
Oh.
everyone for popping in, stopping by, saying hi. Hello,
Yeah.
hello, hi.
Yeah. Thank you.
Anybody got anything to shill? Gary never came in. Gary could have come in and shilled
Dagnabbit.
Titan Mouse 3, and he failed to show up.
Oh man.
Dang it, Gary!
Gary.
Anyways, if that's it, Jason, nothing to shill?
No, just subscribe to my YouTube channel, Illustration by Design. If you haven't already, please do so. I am about 130 subs from reaching 1,000. It'd be
Ooh.
awesome if you guys would sub to me. That's Illustration by Design. Illustration by Design on YouTube. Subscribe.
Very nice.
Yeah, you can follow me on Instagram, and it's under / or is it no, not / underscore Matt Cawson _ and that's on Instagram. I just started a new one, and also on Twitter under Cawson Masked, MASKED, Cawson Masked. And yeah, check me out on YouTube as well. On YouTube, I do Monday noon draw stream, and you can watch me draw sketches or comic pages.
Hold on. We've got draw along stuff.
Oh, we do.
Yeah. Hold on.
She made an animation.
Share. Wait, stop screen. Share. Okay, we've got the kitchen in a birdhouse from Amy.
Oh, that's cool.
Nice. Love
With
it.
a cute little chef's hat. What do they call those chef's hats?
Chef's hats.
I don't think
Chef
that's
hats.
accurate. Very cute, Amy. And then we've got from Pablo. Here's what I was drawing. Oh, that's
Whoa.
lovely.
Oh, that's awesome.
Nice.
It's a commission.
13.
That's great.
Disgusting, but lovely.
Yes.
Yes. I can just smell the blood, the iron tinge in the air. Gross. Then we have Amy again with
Oh,
a lantern
Green
of some
Lantern.
variety.
Cool.
Is that just a made-up lantern, or is that someone I'm supposed to know but don't because I don't follow DC Comics anymore?
It looks like her anime or manga Green Lantern.
Manga lantern.
Manga Lantern.
Very nice, very nice. Also, we have from Amy, Becky, Matt, and Pizza.
Look at this, Becky. Becky. It's supposed to be you and I eating pizza. Oh, that's
Oh,
See, I got my mask because I'm
oh, yeah, I know.
That's thanks. Nice. Thanks,
Oh, thanks, Amy. Honey, can you print it out so I can frame it?
Amy. Yeah, that is sweet.
Aww.
Yeah, it's
All right,
nice.
Becky, print it out if you like it so much.
Yeah.
You're such a heart
Take
sweet.
a picture. Oh, look
And
at
Honey.
What is that?
you did.
Oh!
Oh, that's what. Is this
Droopy.
what Mike did to the couch?
No. I stabbed it. I didn't chop it. I stabbed it.
Yeah, this looks funnier though.
Yeah.
It looked pretty fun.
Why am I droopy? How am I droopy in this instance?
It's easier to draw than Mike. I don't know.
No.
Oh, funny.
That's hilarious.
Are you guys seeing the picture?
Very nice.
Yeah.
Oh, you did.
It's in the Discord, right? Your Discord, Mike?
It's in the Discord, yes.
Which Discord is it? Is the
Blacklist Universe.
Okay, I'll go in there.
Blacklist Universe.
Cool.
Still around. Still around. Thank you, everyone, for the wonderful artwork and for the fine time. Kinma, do you have anything you want to share? Shaboodle?
Kinma?
Kinma? Kinma, can you hear me?
Kinma!
Try to understand.
Kinma!
Can you help me not be frightened?
She's working on. the
Can you
comic
hear
book.
me calling? Nope. Kinma's out. So, anyways, everyone follow Kinma somewhere.
She's doing a comic, a manga.
She's doing a
something.
comic. Here it is. Looks awesome.
Whoa.
And I know nothing about it.
Oh, there we
Wow,
go.
that looks cool.
Oh, there she is.
I'm here. I'm here. Yeah, I guess I pulled the cord out.
Oh,
Oh, here we go. Melissa says Droopy Dog cartoon is my earliest memory. Mike's was using a machete. That wasn't my earliest memory. This is a combination of those memories. Excellent. Very topical stuff tonight. All right, go ahead, Kenma.
But yeah, they can follow me at Kimmaria2 on Twitter, and the comic I'm doing is called Night Howl, and I'm currently drawing issue 1 again because I'm not happy with it.
oh, are you writing too?
Huh? Yeah, I'm writing it too.
Cool, looks cool.
Most of it's it was a project that me and my father had started like before COVID happened, and then he passed away. So I'm kind of
Oh.
restoring everything.
Mm. Cool.
So it's a lot of work.
Much father.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry to hear that, but it looking great.
My
Yeah.
dad's dead too.
Mm.
So we got that in common.
Yep. Yes, we do. And we both draw.
There you go.
Yeah, there
That's
you
two
go.
things.
Yeah, there
And
you
you,
go.
and you both like alcohol.
Oh god.
And on that heartfelt, we bid the audience adieu. Have a wonderful evening and a blessed weekend. And everybody, toss one back for my birthday, and it's on Friday. I don't think I'll be streaming, but you never know. Probably not. But God bless us, everyone.
Happy birthday,
Bye.
Mike.
Thank you.
Happy birthday.